Check, check. 1, 2. Test, 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 test. 1, 2.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Illinois. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
But if
Hey,
you're
Brian,
looking
we're
at
going to
the
go in
Senate,
2
which
minutes. 2
the
minutes.
balance of power is getting
Let's roll, Brian.
people who are
Carterville Lion playoff football is News Radio 1340, WJPF Heron, W258DP Heron 99.5 FM.
It's all Lion Sports, right here on News Radio. Lions roar all season long with People's National Bank, McDonald's, the UPS Store, Clark Transportation, SI Suzuki String, IBEW Local 702, and First Bank and Trust. The Lions are also powered by Polar Whip, the Bank of Heron, Joe's Lawn Service, Ron Ward Chevrolet, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, and John A. Logan College. These businesses also support the Carterville Lions, SIU Credit Union, Infinity Realty, Rob's Pit Barbecue, Firemasters, Children's Orthodontics, and Banterra Bank. It's time for the Carterville Lions on News Radio WJPF. Here's Scott Hudson and the voice of the Carterville Lions, Dave McKenzie.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome on a Saturday afternoon, the quarterfinal round of the IHSA Class 4A football playoffs here in Carterville. I'm Dave McKenzie. Scott Hudson alongside. As this game is going to feature two of the top teams in the state in 4A. The number 4 seed, Rochester Rockets, making a 3-hour trip down to take on the number 1 seed, Carterville Lions. Scott Hudson, and this should just be a dandy ball game this afternoon.
This is a matchup that a lot of people thought would happen once the pairings came out in 4A. Well, these two teams have made it to the Elite Eight. Rochester, we know about their tradition in football. They've won 8 state titles since 2010. Carterville trying to make sure that they don't get a chance for a 9th.
The Rochester Rockets enter the game a 10-1 record. That lone loss on their record was to Sacred Heart Griffin, and Carterville, the perfect 11-0. That coming off playoff wins over Geneseo, and a week ago 22-0 over Coal City, and advancing on to the quarterfinal round. And the other side of the bracket that we're going to be watching all day long, once they kick off, will be Murfreesboro on the road at Sacred Heart Griffin.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game, I think. Murfreesboro losing 16-0 in the first half to Macomb on the road, and you're thinking, well, they might not get they might not be able to come back from this. But they shut Macomb out in the second half, came back and won that game 20-16. So the Red Devils got a little momentum going into that game today.
Yes, they do. Both teams, the Rockets are on the field right now going through their pregame warm-ups. The Carterville Lions just took off to head back into the locker room for their final chat with head coach Brett Dial. And, of course, Derek Leonard and his staff out with his Rockets out on the field right now going through their pregame warm-ups. It's weather-wise, this is perfect football weather. What, about 30, 39 degrees?
Supposed to be around 39 today.
And the breeze is blowing out of the north-northwest. We had snow this morning. Now, we were fortunate here in our area that we only got about a dusting, a little over a dusting, maybe a half inch. First thing this morning, head football coach Brett Dow posted a picture from the field, and I looked, and there was snow on the field. I was like, ruh-roh, that's not going to be good. But it's dissipated and melted, and no snow falling currently. And I understand up at Mascoutah today they had about 6.5, 7 inches of snow that they were going to have to deal with. But that is not going to be the case here. It's a beautiful day for football.
What is it? It's overcast. We thought we might get some sun today. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. But we're playing 1:30 kickoff. We've already got the lights turned on. But this is going to be a dandy. I mean, two good teams that have earned the right to get here to the Elite Eight. And, you know, for Carterville, yet another test against a team that's had the success of Rochester that, they want to beat and they want to prove that they're worthy of that number 1 seed.
As it should be, as you go along in the playoffs. This is exactly how it's supposed to go.
It is. I mean, it gets tougher each week, and it doesn't get easier. So Carterville's going to have to come out here and play almost error-free football. You know, they got to keep their quarterback, Keaton Reese, 6 foot 250. If he's 250, I'm 180. But he can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He's big. He can run behind those big blockers in front of him. Carterville's got to stop that. And, for Carterville, don't make mistakes. Here's one thing I thought about, Dave, as I was coming to the field today. Win or lose, this is the last game that these seniors will play on this field. Win or lose, this is the last game Carterville will play on this field, so this is the last game for the seniors. How sweet would it be for them 5, 10, 15 years from now to say, my last game at Lions Field, I beat the Rochester Rockets.
That would be outstanding. 16 seniors on this Lions team taking the field here today. We're going to go on and take our first break here on our pregame show. I had a chance on Thursday to talk to head coach Brett Dial. We'll get his thoughts on this game, this matchup between the number 4 seed Rochester Rockets against the number 1 seed Carterville Lions. Pregame continues on News Radio WJPF. It's already 300. Hey, everybody online. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the broadcasts.
Between the Rochester Rockets and the Carterville Lions. It's just one of statewide series that'll crown 8 champions Thanksgiving weekend at Memorial Stadium on the campus of the University of Illinois in Champaign. Both schools stand united in support of good sportsmanship. We are confident that our players, coaches, and officials are doing their very best to display the spirit of healthy competition.
Coach Brett Dial joins us on our pregame show. First, I would like to talk to Athletic Director Brett Dial. Third round of the playoffs, but it's been a busy week.
Absolutely, and there's just a lot of little things. We have a lot of help here at the school. A lot of people that are willing to chip in and make things a lot easier. And really it hasn't been too bad, and it's been really nice. Really, all 3 playoff games. Not only with Geneseo, Coal City, and now Rochester, all 3 programs have been very successful, and they all have coaches and administration that have done this before, and they've all been great to work with. All the media groups that we've had coming in have been great to work with. So it's been a great experience, and ready to keep it going.
I would imagine that the fact that it's Rochester coming to town has probably created a lot of interest locally.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that, and then when you get to the quarterfinals, there's not a lot of people left. I mean, I think the only games in town are us at 1:30, and I think Johnson City's playing around 4 or so, and Murfreesboro's out of the area. So really we're the one of the only games in town at the time, and with Rochester's history and tradition, I think a lot of people will jump on the opportunity to see them up close, and hopefully they'll get a good look at the Lions too.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about your Lions. Get the shutout victory last week. That was a good ball team on the other side of the line.
Very physical team up front. We knew that was coming to town. That league that they play in is a very physical football league, and Coal City's had a lot of success over their history. And when half of your schedule plays like the double wing, run it right at you style of football, I mean, they're not afraid to hit, and they're not afraid to stop the run. And I knew we were going to have some problems, between the tackles just because of the players that they have, and we responded. I mean, having the ability to throw it a little bit and kind of eventually finding some seams there at the end. But that was a tough football game, and I think our guys came out a lot better having played it.
Did you learn anything about your defense in that game?
Yeah, I mean, if you're just going to try to run it, this team can stop you. I mean, and we've talked about that from day one. If you can run the football and you can stop the run, you're going to win playoff games, and you saw that last Saturday. I mean, both teams struggled to run it a little bit, but we were able to throw it a little bit more. But they really didn't have the ability to throw very much, and when they couldn't get any running game going, the defense just kept giving us chances to put them away, and eventually in the fourth quarter we did.
When you look at this Rochester team, it seems like kind of mirrors this Lions team.
Similar style of play in the sense that, a lot of gun, a lot of balanced attacks. They're going to run it. They're going to run it right at you. They're going to throw some quick screens. They're going to throw the ball downfield off some play action as well. So, in regards to that, yeah, there's some similarities in the fact that both teams are going to have to defend the field. It's not just a one-player show for either team. There's a lot of really talented players that are going to be on the field, and it's just who can find a little bit more space to work with, and who's going to make an extra play.
And the fact that it's home and not on the road.
Well, I'm certainly not complaining about that. I mean, it's interesting. Of our 3 opponents, this is our closest one, and they're over 3 hours away. So, we've said it, each week they get an hour closer, 5 hours for Geneseo, 4 for Coal City, 3 for Rochester. And, I just love the fact that we're getting to play some new schools, some teams out of the area. It's been a great experience, and I really believe it's making us a better coaching staff, and the fact that we're having to prepare for different styles, some teams that we've never seen. Then not only the teams that we're playing, but also when we get these films of some of the teams that they're playing. So we're seeing a lot of really good football here in the playoffs with our scouting and our prep work and things that will make us a better program moving forward.
Coach, let's get a win today.
That sounds great. Let's do it.
Thanks.
Coach Brett Dial joining us on our pregame show here. Scott Hudson, and what'd you think about the coach's comments?
You can tell he's a very confident coach. He doesn't really worry about the opponent. He knows what his team can do. He knows what his team has done to this point, and he's very confident in his ball club on both sides of the ball. And we've watched Carterville throughout the year in the playoffs. They beat a very big Geneseo team, 36-7. Won last week, 22-0 against Coal City. 2 teams that are rich in football tradition as well. Now you step up a level or 2 in playing Rochester, but he sounds like to me. I'm sure there's some butterflies. If there's not, he probably wouldn't be coaching anymore. But he just sounds like he's very confident in what this team could do today.
I think sometimes all you can worry about is your own team. All you can control is your own team. The game is the same for both. Tackle who has the ball, knock it down if it's in the air, pick it off if you can. But let's just focus on us and what we do best, and let's tee it up and see who wins. And that's the case for both these teams. You know, this is a storied program in Rochester. What did we say? 8 championships in the since 2010. There is no doubt. You know, just a storied program. But this Carterville Lions team is solid, up and down the lineup on both sides of the ball.
Well, I think another thing too that needs to be pointed out. Rochester, I'm not saying they're overlooking Carterville, but there would be that tendency knowing that in these semifinals they could play, if they won this game, play Springfield St. Art Griffin, who gave them their only loss this year. So they may be looking forward to next week, and maybe, you know, who knows? That could be a factor. You talk about Carterville's defense, though. One thing that I've been very impressed with this year in Carterville's defense, linemen, linebackers, defensive backs, they all tackle well. They are some of the best tackling. This is one of the best tackling defenses I've seen.
Here come the Carterville Lions onto the field here at Lions Field. And the Carterville crowd, great crowd here on the near side. And a great crowd from Rochester over on the far side. They travel well wherever they play at. And this is exactly what we expected as the Lions gather up at midfield here, as we're just about 5 minutes away from the kickoff. Looking forward to a good game. And, you know, we talk about Rochester. Everything goes through their quarterback, Mr. Reese. When you look at his stats, from a passing standpoint, 206 attempts, over 2,200 yards. His rushing game, 80 carries, 454 yards. He averages about 5.2 yards per carry.
Yeah, he's the real deal. He doesn't fit the typical mold of a quarterback, but he is very effective running the ball, very effective throwing the ball. They have not only him, but Lichtenberger, their other running back, has 470 yards. His average is 8 yards per carry. I think that's where the game's going to be won or lost today for Carterville. If they can stop the run, you know, consistently and force Reese to throw the ball more than maybe they want to, I think that's the recipe for a win.
For the Carterville Lions, the rushing game rests on the shoulders of Bryce Smith. 209 carries, over 1,500 yards. Averages 7.2 yards per carry. He has 22 touchdowns on the season. The passing game from Andrew Hellriegel. He's completed 144 out of 208 attempts for over 1,700 yards. He's thrown for 19 touchdowns, only has 3 interceptions. And just a very, very solid Carterville Lions team going against a very, very solid Rochester Rockets team. It's going to be a dandy ball game. We're waiting on the Rockets as they are still in the locker room. The Carterville Lions are lined up here on the near sideline. Also, don't forget, we've got other games around Southern Illinois. We'll keep you up to date on those as we go through. We're going to go on and take our final break here on our Infinity Realty pregame show. Kickoff is coming up next on News Radio WJPF. Welcome back to Lions Field. It is playoff Saturday, the quarterfinal round of the IHSA playoffs. I'm Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson, as it is the number 4 Rochester Rockets making the 3-hour drive south to take on the number 1 seed Carterville Lions in Class 4A on a overcast Saturday afternoon. 39-degree game time temperature. Here come the Rockets onto the field. The Lions are already here waiting for them, as we are just moments from this 4A battle to advance to the semifinal round.
Carterville won the coin toss. They've deferred, so they will take the opening kickoff of the third quarter, which I don't know if you're superstitious, if you believe in what's happened in the past. Carterville has won the coin toss every game in the playoffs and has deferred to the second half, and it's worked out well so far.
You know me. I'm wearing the same underwear for the last 3 weeks.
I wondered what that smell was.
But I am superstitious, but we'll see how that pays off here this afternoon. This is the way it should be for playoff football on this November 12th day, exactly the way it should be.
Yeah, I know it's cold out there, but right now there's some emotion, some butterflies going through the coaching staff of Carterville, the players. But this is a very confident Carterville team, and this is their biggest test of the year, and we're going to find out in just a couple of hours if they can pass this test.
And glad it's a home game.
Yes.
Very much so. Winds are blowing out of the north. They'll corner out of the northeast here, which is moving right to left on your radio dial. Of course, you can head to YouTube. You can watch and listen to the broadcast. Just go to YouTube. You can search Dave McKenzie or search Carterville Lions versus Rochester Rockets, as the Lions are the first to take the field. It is Riley Crane that will do the kicking. Here come the Rockets. They're going to take the field. And we are just moments away from kickoff, and we truly appreciate you tuning in to Lion Sports here on NewsRadio WJPF. It's going to be Henry Becker that's going to be back, one of the deep backs. Rochester wearing the white, all-white uniforms with the dark numbers. Carterville, they're blue over blue with the orange helmets. Rochester's helmets, black with the big R on the side. The ball is teed at the 40-yard line. Riley Crane will do the kicking. Everybody's on their feet, waiting on the officials to give the signal. They do. Here comes Riley Crane, and we are underway. The ball is going to be taken inside the 10-yard line by Henry Becker, and he gets out to about the 12-yard line, bounces off a couple of tacklers, and is finally dropped at the 13-yard line. Good coverage for the Lions, and the Rockets have it, 1st and 10.
Great kick by Crane, and even better coverage by the Lions. The deep man caught the ball almost out of bounds, reversed his field, but he had nowhere to go.
So the Rockets start off 1st and 10. The ball is at the 13-yard line, and it is going to be the quarterback, Keaton Reese. He triggers everything. Keaton, 6 foot, 250 pounds, as he's listed on the roster. They have 3 receivers to the right side. They put a man in motion. Reese is going to keep it himself, runs it right off left tackle, and picks up about 6, maybe 7 yards on that carry. He just puts his head down and just plows right through.
And he's got a big offensive line to run behind. I mean, it's tough to bring him down, but even tougher with that big offensive line.
And they are going right away. 2nd and 5. It's the give out across the 20 to about the 21-yard line on the carry. That was number 13, Cameron Beal, on the carry 43, Ian Lichtenberger on the carry. It's 3rd and 2 now for the Rockets from the 22. Screen pass out to the right side. Parker Gillespie has it. He gets away from one defender, gets past the 30, and he breaks away. Nobody in front of him, across midfield to the 30, trying to get away from one defender, cuts back toward the middle, and that is going to be a 78-yard touchdown pass from Keaton Reese to Parker Gillespie.
He was stopped behind the first down marker, but a missed tackle, which is rare with this team, let Gillespie get down the sideline and outrun everybody. But boy, oh boy, if Carterville could have made that tackle, Sacred Heart Griffin's got a punt, or excuse me, Rochester's got a punt from deep in their own territory.
Extra point is good by Rochester. They lead it 7-0 as it was Zoe Cormier with the extra point. 78-yard touchdown pass from Keaton Reese to Parker Gillespie. Rochester leads this game early. Less than a minute in, 7-0. Stay with us. More Lions football next on News Radio WJPF.
Wow.
Back at Carterville, less than a minute in, 58 seconds in. Rochester scores first. The 78-yard touchdown pass from Reese to Gillespie. Carterville's going to get the ball now for their first possession as it is teed up at the 40-yard line. And doing the kicking, of course, is going to be Keaton Reese. He's standing at the 31, approaches the ball at the 40 from the far hash and kicks it away. It is going to be taken at the 20-yard line. It's picked up, it's bobbled, and then it's picked up as didn't get the number on that. Scott, I didn't see who picked it up. No one. Hartford finally gets it and carries it out across the 30-yard line. That's where the Lions are going to start.
Well, let's see what Carterville's offense can do. You know, you got a gut punch right out of the gate. We'll see what Carterville can do against this Rochester defense. After one quarter, North Dakota State leads SIU 7-0.
Lions' first offensive set here this afternoon. It's Andrew Hellriegel, the quarterback for the Lions. He'll operate from the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left side for the Lions. Takes the snap, hands it to his running back. That's Bryce Smith. Cuts to the outside across the 35. He gets out to about the 39-yard line, where there is about 7 Rochester Rockets right there to bring down the running back.
But a good run on first down. He got about 7-8 yards, and now you've got second and short.
From the 39, second and 3. 10.5 remaining in this first quarter. 7-0 Rockets. Hellriegel from the shotgun takes a snap, had 2 receivers to the right side, gives it to Smith once again out of the backfield. Across the 40, first down and more, gets to the outside, across midfield to about the 42-yard line. Big first down run by Bryce Smith.
Well, already in these first 2 runs by Smith, he's had more room to run than he has combined the last 2 weeks. So give credit to that offensive line. That time, the right side.
First and 10 at the Rochester 41-yard line. Ball sets at the far hash line. Far hash. Moving right to left on your radio dial. 2 receivers left. Screen pass to Peyton Biddle. Has it. Gets across the 40 to about the 36-yard line. That's where he is brought down right there by Cameron Beal.
Nice spin move by Biddle after he caught the ball to get maybe an extra 1 or 2 yards.
Second and 5 from the 36-yard line now for the Lions. The ball on the near hash this time. Trip receivers to the far side for the Lions. Hellriegel has Bryce Smith on his right hip. Takes the snap, drops back, looks to throw. Throws it across the middle, has his man open right there inside the 25-yard line. And on the reception, it is Blake Berkey.
Well, nice job by Hellriegel to wait for Berkey to find that open spot about 7-8 yards downfield, and Berkey with a nice catch and another Carterville first down.
The ball is set down at the 28-yard line for the Lions. Hellriegel, 2 receivers left side, takes the snap a little high, gives it to Bryce Smith. He tries to cut it up inside, and he's going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for the running back for the Carterville Lions.
Now this is where yardage becomes tough, especially against a team like Rochester. You know, they're going to tighten up here defensively as Carterville gets close to the end zone.
It's going to bring up second down and 10 now from the 23-yard line. Throws a screen pass left side. Biddle has it. He's popped right there in the backfield. As a matter of fact, he lost about 5 yards, and that was great coverage out there by the name we mentioned a while ago, Cameron Beal.
Well, they've watched Carterville on film, and they know Carterville likes to throw that out pass, and he just read it perfectly. Nobody there to block him, and Biddle had nowhere to go once he caught it.
3rd and 13 from the Rocket 26-yard line. Big third down play for this Lion offense. Rochester leads it 7-0. Andrew Hellriegel, the quarterback. Smith on his left hip. Puts a man in motion. That's Nolan Hartford. Drops back, looks to throw. Pumps it down the left side. Throws it up over the head of everybody. Blake Berkey, the intended receiver, as that falls incomplete. And Carterville is facing a 4th down and 13 here early in this contest.
Yeah, Carterville's going to go for it. Berkey had double coverage, so there was no way he was going to catch the ball anyway. And I think maybe Hellriegel just looked at the situation and just threw it away.
What do the Lions do? Hellriegel, trip receivers on the near side. One to the far side. He rolls right, looks to throw, pump fakes, and has pressure from behind. They're going to bring him down. A big loss. He just couldn't get anybody open, couldn't get the pass off, and he's brought down at the 36-yard line. That defense for Rochester held there, and they get the ball on the change of possession.
Well, the first player to meet him was Keaton Reese, the quarterback, the guy that kicks off, the guy that plays defense. He was the first one to get to Hellriegel, and Carterville turns the ball over on downs after a nice start to the drive.
Rochester has it at the 35-yard line. They put a man in motion. Reese pump fakes, throws one deep down the left side, has his receiver. Oh, just missed the intended receiver out there, Jack Swaney, and hit him right on his fingertips. Just dropped it. That was a beautifully thrown ball and right on the spot, but they just couldn't complete it.
Yeah, he was about a yard behind Wakey. They just couldn't make connections as Rochester trying to go for the kill, so to speak, here in the first quarter with that pass.
They like to go hurry up, and they're at the line of scrimmage ready to go. Reese from the shotgun takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, cuts it off to the outside across the 40, the 45 before he's popped down. Not at before. He gets a first down, though.
Yeah, he just took the ball. Looked like he was going to go up the middle. Then he kind of cut it to the outside, and Carterville really had nobody there to meet him until he got the first down.
He has it at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rockets. From the far hash, Reese this time steps up under center. And a whistle and a timeout. Up. Got a man coming off for the Lions, and that is number 40, Talon Walker. He's being replaced by Hayden Morris. Must have been an equipment issue.
Yeah.
So Reese now backs up to shotgun. They shift on the line of scrimmage. 7:30 remaining in the first quarter. Reese takes the time on the snap. This time he gives it to his running back. That's Morawski. Gets to the outside across the 40-yard line down to about the 37-yard line before he's brought down. Another first-round run for the Rockets.
Well, this is why they are who they are. They're just running the ball, marching the ball downfield by running it.
1st and 10 from the 36 as Reese rolls out. Has a man open deep, but Peyton Biddle, the ball was underthrown. Biddle had a chance at the interception. Also right there was Nolan Hartford, but it falls innocently to the turf, incomplete.
But there's a holding penalty on Rochester, so they're going to bring that back. And they were trying to keep Cordes out of the backfield, and about the only way you can do that is to grab his jersey. But Dave, that's an opportunity that you have to take advantage of. That ball should have been picked off by either Biddle or Hartford, and it wasn't.
It's going to bring up 1st and 20 for the Rockets. Backs him up to the 48-yard line, their own 48. 7:07 on the clock. 7-0 is the score. Keaton Reese, the quarterback. Man, they got 2 players stacked deep. It's the give to the running back in Rosowski, and he is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain at all, maybe about a half a yard, but that's it.
Yeah, just about everybody on Carterville's defensive front was there, led by Riley Bradford.
Gain of 1 on that. It is 2nd and 25. Reese fakes the pitch, going to keep it himself. Gets out across the 40-yard line, breaks away, and is brought down at about the 32-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down, and now it's going to be 3rd down.
Well, what that run did, Dave, is it makes this a 2-down territory for Rochester.
Yes, it does. It's 3rd and 6 now. From the 32. Has 3 receivers to the right side, 1 out to the far side. Jack Swaney, the far side receiver. Near side It is Cannon Bruce. Reese takes the snap, throws the screen out to the right side, makes a move at the 30-yard line on the reception. Parker Gillespie, and he is popped right at the 31-yard line. It's going to be short of a first down for the Lions.
Yeah, just a yard. A yard short, and I'm going to give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count on who's going to get this ball.
They get to the line of scrimmage quickly. 5:38 on the clock. It's 4th and 1 from the 27. It's the give to the big running back, number 43, Ian Lichtenberger, and he plows forward, and he picks up that first down.
Well, Dave, I go back to the ball that should have been picked off by Carterville. Yes, they got called. Rochester got called for holding, which moved the ball back, but Rochester was able to overcome that.
So it is 1st and 10 from the 24. Reese rolls to his left, reverses, ball slapped down. Nice job defensively by Talon Walker to get his big mid up and knock that ball to the turf.
And I'll tell you what, if Walker doesn't knock that ball down, that screen to the outside was set up to where that might go all the way. So good job by Walker to knock that down to the turf.
The ball at the 24-yard line for the Rockets. They lead it 7-0. And driving here with 5:19 on the clock. Reese has 1, 2, 3.
There's only 3 down linemen.
Yeah, they're all spread out across the line of scrimmage. Throws the screen pass left side. Makes a move inside the 25. Gets away, brought down inside the 10-yard line. Haven't seen that set forever. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
No, I don't either. But what it does, whoever gets the call as far as catching the ball, he's got a lot of receivers out there blocking for him. That's another first down.
1st and 10 from the 8-yard line for the Rockets. And it is the give to the big running back, Ian Lichtenberger, and he falls inside the 5-yard line, going to be brought down at about the 1. 2nd down and goal from the 1 for the Rockets. Reese says, I need one more player. Gets it coming from the far sideline. Coach Derek Leonard sends in his running back, number 24, Rosowski. Reese takes the snap, gives it to Rosowski, touchdown. 1-yard touchdown run for the Rockets by Nolan Rosowski. And it is 13-0 Rockets here with 4:27 on the clock.
Well, we talked about Carterville had to play a mistake-free game to probably win this game. The missed tackle on what would have made it 4th down on the first drive, a missed tackle leads to a touchdown. A ball that should have been picked off that wasn't leads to Rochester's 2nd touchdown.
Zoe Comer's extra point is good, and the Rockets lead this game here with 4:27 on the clock. It is 14-0. Rochester Rockets over the Carterville Lions. Stay with us. More Lions football next on News Radio WJPF.
Rochester leads 14, Carterville 0.
The 1-yard touchdown run from Nolan Morozowski. And the Rockets are up 14-0 here in the first quarter with 4:27 on the clock. And Carterville getting their 2nd possession. Boy, picking up that interception. That was a big play.
Yeah, even though Rochester was called for holding and sent them back 10 yards, they got all that back in about 2 plays.
Yes, they did. So Carterville, their 2nd possession of the ball game, as it is Keaton Reese with the kicking. Kicks it away. This time it is going to be fielded at the 16-yard line. And they tried to run the reverse, and it's covered up as Peyton Biddle ran by, dropped the ball on the reverse. And that's where the Lions will start, 1st and 10.
Just not the start Carterville wanted in this game. That plays the microcosm of this first quarter for Carterville. Just things aren't going their way. Most of those things of their own doing, not so much what Rochester has done.
Here comes Andrew Hellriegel and his offense as they have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They moved the ball on the first drive, just couldn't cap it off with a score. As Hellriegel takes the snap, gives it to his running back, Bryce Smith, across the 25, 26. They are probably going to give him the 27, which they do. Nice first down carry from Bryce Smith.
Boy, it'd be nice if Carterville could have one of those long drives that end in points and get back into this thing. Carterville's had success running the ball so far until they got near the red zone, and that's where everything just kind of collapsed.
2nd and 2 from the 26, or excuse me, the 27. Ball on the near hash. They send out 2 receivers to the far side. Hellriegel takes the snap, gives it to Bryce Smith. Has the first down and more. Across the 40, gets away to midfield, to the 45, to the 40 on the near sideline before he's brought down inside the 30-yard line. Bryce Smith on the big carry.
Carterville is running the ball very well against this Rochester team, but now you're getting close to that red zone, and this is where Carterville's really got to cap this drive off with a touchdown.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line of Rochester. Hellriegel takes the snap, looks to throw, and finds his receiver, Blake Berkey, near side, inside the 20-yard line. That's going to move the chains again. First down for the Lions.
That's a back shoulder pass to where only Berkey can catch the ball, and Carterville's got another first down inside the 20 of Rochester.
Ball is at the 19-yard line for Hellriegel. Ball in the near hash. 3 receivers right side. Hellriegel takes a snap, gives it to Smith. He gets to the 15, makes the cut, and is brought down right at the 15. Great tackling right there by number 43, Ian Lichtenberger, on the tackle.
Yeah, he's a big linebacker. You won't see too many high school linebackers that size.
2nd and 5. Ball at the 14-yard line. Lions are threatening here. They trail 14-0. They need a score here. Hellriegel from the shotgun takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself right up the gut. Off left tackle, makes a move to about the 10-yard line before he's finally run out of bounds. And that's going to be about a 3 yards short of a first down. Lions are looking at 3rd and 3.
Well, definitely 2-down territory here. Looked like Hellriegel had a little bit more room, but boy, it sure closed quickly.
Lions look to head coach Brett Dial on the near sideline. 3rd and 3. The ball is at the 12-yard line. They have 2 receivers to the left side. Ball is on the near hash. Hellriegel puts a man in motion. That's Biddle. Gives it to Bryce Smith. Smith stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. There's about 3 or 4 of those big Rochester linemen right there to wrap him up. Carterville now 4th and 3.
Yeah, he lost half a yard on that play. And again, Dave, this is very similar to Carterville's first possession. You do a great job of getting it down to close to the 20, and this time inside the 20. And all of a sudden, that defense of Rochester stiffens up and makes it very, very difficult.
Here come the Lions. 4th down and 2 officially from the 11-yard line. Andrew Hellriegel, the senior quarterback, slides Cordes along the line of scrimmage. Bryce Smith gets it. Bryce Smith plows his way for a first down, and that's going to move the chains.
Boy, he just barely got it. He had 3 guys bring him down, but that's enough for Carterville first down. 1st and goal.
Minute 33 remaining here in this opening quarter. Lions inside the 10. The ball is setting at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal from the 8. 2 receivers left side. Nobody right. Hellriegel's going to keep it himself. Cuts up inside the 10. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe just a touch more. 2nd down and goal now for Carterville.
Well, Rochester's defensive front, they are not only big, but they're quick. And it's hard to get to the outside. When it looks like Carterville's got a little bit of room, they've got the edge, that edge is gone immediately.
Gain of 1 on that carry. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 7. Clock rolls under a minute. Carterville gives it to Bryce Smith. Smith cuts it up. Touchdown! Carterville Lions, a 7-yard touchdown run by the running back for the Lions. That's Bryce Smith.
A great job by Carterville to finish off a great drive with points. And now the Lions are back in this ball game.
46 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. Rochester leads it now 14-6, pending the extra point from Riley Crane for the Carterville Lions. That's exactly what this Lions team needed.
Yeah, that's a confidence booster. Now you've got a little bit of momentum, and now the defense has to come out there and do their job.
Riley Crane wears number 8. Brandon Skelcher on the hold. Here's the snap, a little high, gets it down. The kick is up and good. Carterville scores on the 7-yard touchdown run. The extra point is good, and the score is 14-7. Rochester is getting the ball back. Here, when we return, this is Lions football on News Radio WJPF. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in beautiful downtown Carterville. Punctual service, 5-star satisfaction, and the experience that comes from 40 years in the business. You can find out more. Visit charliesairandheat.com. It was a 7-yard touchdown run by Bryce Smith. Carterville cuts the lead in half. Rochester is going to get the ball back. They have the 14-7 lead here with 46 seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
Carterville needed that touchdown. Right now, Dave, Rochester's not been able to stop Carterville's offense. The bad news is Carterville hasn't been able to stop Rochester's offense.
It leads to a high-scoring game.
It does.
Sometimes. Riley Crane tees it up at the 40, right in the middle of the field, kicking it from right to left. Gets this one away, kicks it right down the middle, and it's taken at the 10-yard line by Rochester. Out across the 20 to the 25 and brought down at about the 27-yard line. Rochester's going to have it 1st and 10.
Now, Zachariah Miller made a head-high tackle. He's all excited. He's pumped up. But this Carterville defense has got to stiffen, and I know they've got a very tough job ahead of them stopping this Rochester offense. But, you got a little bit of momentum right now after that big score.
Keaton Reese, the quarterback, has two receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. As Lichtenberger is his running back, right off his left hip, puts a man in motion, and it's going to be Reese. It's going to keep it up across the 30-yard line to about the 31. It's going to be a gain of 3 for the Rockets, 2nd and 7.
I know you can call me Captain Obvious after I say this, but you have got to tackle him around the legs. You try to tackle him high, he's going to take you with him.
Gain of 4 by the Rockets officially, 2nd and 7. As Reese looks to the sideline. Clock rolls down to 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. Keaton Reese wears number 9, the senior quarterback. They're going to run out the clock with 4 seconds left, and that is how we're going to end the first quarter. We're going to switch ends. The Rochester Rockets lead the Carterville Lions 14-7 as we head to the second quarter. Stay with us. More Lions football here on your home for Lions Sports, News Radio WJPF.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Illinois. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
14-7 our score here at Lions Field as we start play in the second quarter. Rochester leads it 14-7. They have the ball. It is second down and 7 from their own 31. Flipping sides, Rochester now moving right to left on your radio dial as the quarterback, Keaton Reese, the 250-pound senior, takes a snap, gives it to Lichtenberger right at the line of scrimmage. He's wrapped up right there. Great Carterville coverage. Great pursuit. They get a hold of him, don't let go, and he is not getting up. Ian Lichtenberger is the running back, is on the turf, and he's trying to get up, and he looks like he's grasping his right leg, and we're going to have a timeout on the field as the training staff from the Rockets comes out to Ian Lichtenberger, the running back, at the 25-yard line. We're going to take a break. We'll be back here on News Radio WJPF.
At the Bank of
Go one more. Go one more.
Coming back.
That's a good sign. Ian Lichtenberger gets up and walks to the far sideline on his own. He does have a limp, but he got up and walked to the sideline under his own power. 11:44 remaining in the second. Rochester has it third down and 8 from the 30-yard line. 11:40 here in the second quarter. As Keaton Reese, the quarterback, has one receiver left, two to the right. They are stacked deep as they look toward the far sideline. Coach Derek Leonard, they get the play.
They got a player lined up at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, they do. Watch that as it's the throw across the middle and overthrows the receiver at the 45-yard line. The intended receiver, Cannon Bruce, the junior. And they just can't connect there, and now it is fourth down for the Rockets.
Now let's see. Are they going to go for it? They're on their own 27. Oh, excuse me. They're on their own 30. And they may be going for it.
4th and 8 from their own 30-yard line.
That's confidence in your offense.
Well, they've earned it. 4th down and 8 from their own 30-yard line. Carterville drops a man back. Looks like it is going to be the punt, as it is Keaton Reese that punts it away. It hits at the 30-yard line, and it's going to be covered up by Peyton Biddle. Carterville gets the ball back after the punt by the Rockets.
So let's see what Carterville can do. They've got the momentum. They finally got a 3-and-out by Rochester. Can this Carterville offense continue to play as well as they did in that first quarter?
Their touchdown drive that they had started back at their own 19-yard line. It was a 9-play drive that resulted in the touchdown run from Bryce Smith. The Lions bring their offense out now. 1st and 10 from their own 21. 11-12 remaining for the Lions. It's the give to Bryce Smith across the 20. Gets about 2, maybe 3, depends on the spot. 2nd down and 8 for the Lions.
He's brought down by number 84, Lance Ingold of the Rockets.
Clock rolls under 11 minutes. 2nd and 8. It was a gain of 2. They mark it at the 23-yard line. 2nd and 8. Ball at the near hash. 3 receivers to the left side. And it is going to be Hellriegel. It's going to keep it himself across the 25 to the 26. They're going to mark it at the 27-yard line.
Now Rochester's got another player hurt.
And the Carterville training staff right there on top of him to help out. Trainers from the far side are going to start making their way out to the injured player at the 28-yard line. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, proud supporter of Carterville Lions sports. IBEW Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. You got some scores?
No scores other than last we had after one. North Dakota State led SIU 7-0. Only score we've been able to get so far.
Can update my scoreboard here. Let's see if anything's showing up. It is Lena Winslow over Fulton in the second quarter, 38-7. Ridgeview over Tuscola in 1A, 13-6. And Greenfield Northwestern over Central Panthers, 12-0. That's at the half. As the injured player, number 65 for Rochester, that's Grant Wisecup, is walking slowly and gingerly over to the far sideline.
Well, now he'll have to leave the field. Also, remember the running back for Rochester that got hurt. He was their stud linebacker, so he's not in there right now.
3rd and 4 for the 27-yard line for the Lions. The ball was at the near hash. Everybody was at the line of scrimmage, but the injured player just now steps on the far sideline. Carterville wants to hurry up as well. 10.5 remaining. They trail it 14-7. 3rd and 4 from the 27. Bryce Smith on the carry, tries to get to the outside, across the 30, fights his way forward to about the 32-yard line, and that's going to move the chains for the Lions.
That last extra lunge gave Carterville the first down. It looked like at some point he was just going to have to turn up field and try to go through guys, and that's exactly what he did.
1st and 10 out to the 33-yard line. As Hellriegel puts a man in motion, Cordes slides down the line of scrimmage. Pump fake, throws it out to Hartford, and boy, it's tipped. Almost could have been picked off, and it falls incomplete. And I think the pass was tipped by Harry Beaker for Rochester.
Yeah, that was Carterville lucky to get away with no interception on that play, because the other defensive back almost looked like he was going to have a chance to pick it off before it went out of bounds.
33-yard line, the ball sets on the near hash. It's going to be Bryce Smith on the carry, gets behind the tackle, gets out to the 37-yard line. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 now for the Carterville Lions.
Now Lichtenberger, the linebacker for Rochester, is back in the game.
From the 37-yard line, that's good to see. 3rd and 6, dropping back to throw. Hellriegel finds his receiver at the 40-yard line, but he's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down, as it was Blake Berkey with the catch for Carterville.
Yeah, Berkey just couldn't get away from the defender. Boy, this is a big call here.
4th and 2 from the 41-yard line. Carterville shows that they're going to go for it. Coming into the game, Riley Bradford.
Now, I don't see Wakey the punter in the game. This is a big call in this game.
Officially 4th and 2 from the 41.
Let's see if they just try to draw them off sides.
Cordes comes in motion. Looks like that's what Hellriegel's looking to do. 8:54 on the clock, and Carterville calls the timeout, as it was 4th and 2. They'll have a longer discussion about it. We'll take a break as well. 14-7 is the score. Big play here for the Lions. We'll be back on News Radio WJPF.
At the bank.
Carterville.
Hey, everybody online. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching. Over 1,000 people watching the stream. Hope you're doing okay and enjoying the game.
Find the bell.
8:53 remaining here in the first halftime. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Carterville facing a big 4th and 2. And they wanted to talk about it, and the final decision is?
They're going to punt the ball.
They're going to punt the ball.
Probably the right decision, but it's tough. The Carterville finally got a 3-and-out and couldn't take advantage of it.
Braden Wakey does the punting, gets the snap, kicks it away, and it goes out of bounds. And that's going to be great field position for the Rockets. Not exactly what you want to do there. as it went off the foot to the right, and they mark it right at the 45-yard line. That's where Rochester will start 1st and 10.
Now, I will mark that up as maybe the third mistake of this game for Carterville. The missed tackle on the long touchdown run by Gillespie, the inability to pick off a pass on their second, and now the bad punt.
Keaton Reese takes the snap, gives it to his running back. That's Ian Lichtenberger, and he's brought down at the 45-yard line. That's the line of scrimmage. No gain, bringing up 2nd and 10 now for Rochester.
Well, that's Lichtenberger's the one that went out limping, and I don't know if he had that brace on when he came out or when he started the game or not. But he doesn't look like he's 100%. But when you get to the Elite Eight, it's going to take more than that to get you out of a ball game.
2nd and 10 from the 45. 2 receivers to the far side for the Rockets. This time Reese is going to keep it himself. Cuts to the outside, has the 48 midfield before he's run out of bounds and finally knocked to the turf there. And it's going to be marked at the 49, about 4 yards short. So it's going to bring 3rd down and 4 from the 49.
Well, that's what he can do. I mean, you don't get any yards on 1st down. Just let him carry the ball, and more times than not, he's going to get you at least 5 and bring up 3rd and short.
Right in front of us from our broadcast location at the 49-yard line. Reese puts a man in motion. That's Lichtenberger, but they pitch it to the inside back. That is Gillespie, gets down to the 36-yard line. Boy, that's a beautiful play call and a 1st down for Rochester.
Now, Gillespie against Effingham had like 270 yards receiving. So he can do everything.
From the 36-yard line of Carterville, Reese now, 2 receivers to the right side. He looks to throw, drops back, looks across the middle, throws it across the middle, has his receiver. Nice fingertip catch out there by 85, Jack Swaney on the reception.
Well, Reese had all day to throw the ball, and that's something that Carterville has done all year is get pressure on the quarterback. And he had all day to throw the ball and found a receiver open at the 15.
5th play of the drive. It started back at their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 15. Clock just under 8 minutes remaining in the half. As Keaton Reese sets up his offense from the shotgun. Reese takes the snap, gives it to his running back, and that is Nolan Morosky. And Morosky gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run for the Rockets.
Well, Dave, again, another missed tackle in the backfield. I'm not sure who the Carterville defender was, but they got into the backfield for one of the few times in this half, and they missed the tackle in the backfield, and it cost Carterville again.
Zoe Cormier comes in for the extra point. She wears number 27 on her back. Ponytail from behind the helmet. The snap, and the kick is good. 21-7. The Rockets lead your Carterville Lions by 14 with 7:33 remaining in the half. Stay with us. More football next here on News Radio WJPF.
21, Carterville 7.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by Stephen Rich's Barber Styling, a full-service salon on Division Street in Carterville. They are open Tuesday through Friday from 8 until 5, Saturdays from 8 until 2. 7:33 until halftime. Rockets lead it 21-7.
Sacred Heart Griffin, up 15-0 with 6:40 left in the first against Murfreesboro.
They ran the opening kickoff back for a touchdown.
Yes, they did.
Rockets are kicking away as it is Keaton Reese that does the kicking. Kicks this one deep down at the 5-yard line. That's where it's taken by the Carterville Lions. Quick pitch to Peyton Biddle. Gets to the outside across the 20-yard line to the 25 before he's run out of bounds. And that's where the Lions will start.
Well, Carterville needs to get on the board with a touchdown. before half. Carterville will get the opening kick to start the third quarter, but for the most part, Carterville's moved the ball between the 20s, with the exception of Carterville's last drive, where they couldn't get that second first down of that possession.
There was a penalty on the Lions on the kickoff. Looks like it was holding on the Lions. That's going to back them up. Got out to the 28-yard line, but they'll mark it off from there. As Coach Derek Leonard accepts the penalty, they place it down at the 20-yard line. So that's where the Lions offense will pick up. Quarterback Andrew Hellriegel has two receivers to the right side. Andrew operates from the shotgun almost exclusively. He takes the snap, gives it to his running back, Bryce Smith. Smith tries to find a hole, can't find it, cuts it to the outside, and he's brought down. Peyton Biddle gets out about the 24-yard line before he's run out of bounds. Gain of 4 by Biddle, so now it's going to be 2nd down and 6 from the 24.
It's going to bring up third down.
Or third down, I'm sorry.
It's a big play for Carterville because you really don't want it. I mean, if you punt from here, you're going to give Rochester good field position yet again.
They send two receivers over to the far side. The ball is on the near hash. Hellriegel throws it left side.
Oh, there's got to be a penalty there.
Should have been a flag.
No flag?
Call.
Are you kidding me?
The defender was all over the back of Nolan
Holy
Hartford.
cow. Wow. Coach Dials letting the official have it. I mean, the official's standing right there. What didn't you see that everybody else did? Wow. I mean, Hartford was turned, had a guy on his back and turned him, and the officials just let it go.
4th and 6 now. So Carterville put into a punting situation. Coach Brett Dial is getting his say in.
Yeah, he's not happy, and I don't blame him. That was a bad non-call.
Yes, it was. Rochester sends one man back deep. As this kick is going to be much better from Braden Wakey, but it's going to be down at the 43-yard line, and that's where Rochester is going to take over. 6.5 here. Carterville's got to get a stop defensively.
Well, they have to. They can't go down three. They can't go down 3 scores with 6:30 still left in the second quarter. This is where your defense has got to man up and come up with a 3 and out. Or Rochester has fumbled the ball 11 times this year, lost 7 of those, so maybe Carterville's defense can come up with one of those turnovers we talked about in the pregame.
Ball is at the Rochester 43-yard line. Keaton Reese.
He's now back.
Yeah, he's as the tailback, and the snap taken by Gillespie. Gillespie's going to keep it himself across midfield down the sideline, and he's popped out of bounds.
Yeah, that's right, a flag. You cannot do that.
Yeah, they hit him. He had stepped out, and then he got hit. And so it's going to be a personal foul, and some jawing going on out there. Parker Lyons doing some talking, and his teammates pushing him back to the line of scrimmage. Sure, Carterville's doing some talking. It's been a hard-hitting game so far.
It has, and again, there's a perfect situation of making a bad play at the wrong time of a ball game. You're down by 2 scores. 2 scores. Yep. And you just can't give Rochester extra yards. The officials are talking about, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a late hit on Wakey. But what a well-designed play. And, Dave, here's something else that we haven't seen all year. Carterville's defensive ends have not even been mentioned in this game yet. They are getting – that offensive line of Rochester is doing their job.
It's going to be a personal foul on the Lions. So that'll add 15 yards to that. That's the big one.
Yeah, Carterville fans are upset, but they shouldn't be because
that was the right call.
It was the right call. I mean, you cannot hit somebody when they're out of bounds. It's not allowed.
Wants to throws it left side and overthrows it down the middle. His intended receiver there was Jack Swaney, overthrows him. And now it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 23.
Again, Reese has all day to throw the ball. That big offensive line is keeping Carterville's defensive line, which isn't as big, but not get off those blocks.
Carterville, again, needs a stop here. They trail it 21-7 with 6:20 remaining. Reese looks toward the far sideline. His head coach, Derek Leonard, calls the play. He's going to move to We'll take a break as well with 6:20 remaining in the half. It is 21-7. Rochester over the Carterville Lions on News Radio WJPF.
SI Suzuki Strings has experience.
Bring it back.
SISuzukiStrings.com or 618-2.
Update from Springfield, Sacred Heart Griffin 22, Murfreesboro nothing.
Yeah, it sounds like their momentum up in Sacred Heart Griffin, or lack thereof, is about like Carterville's right now. The Carterville's got Rochester 2nd and 10 at Carterville's 23-yard line. And as you said, Dave, this is I know there's a lot of game left, but this is almost a must-stop for Carterville here. You got to keep them out of the end zone.
Big defensive play, big defensive drive here. Just don't let them score. 2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line. Keaton Reese. Make sure the play is set. 2 receivers, 3 receivers to the right side. 1 to the near side. Throws it out, right side. It's caught at the 23-yard line. Cuts up inside the 20 before he's brought down at the 16-yard line. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 3 now for the Rockets.
Now, a nice throw by Reese. A little slant pattern. And they've got 3rd and short.
3rd and 3 from the 16. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. It's the give to the running back. That is Morowski. And he falls forward for a first down. That's going to keep the drive alive. 1st and 10 now for the Rockets.
Well, this is by far the best offensive line Carterville has faced this year, because Carterville has got no penetration at all in this game.
1st and 10, 1st and goal from the 10. As it's the give to the running back. That is
Reese on the quarterback keeper for the Rockets.
Actually, Reese on the carry. Picks up a couple. 2nd and goal now. You know, Keaton Reese last year played defensive end.
I can see why.
Quarterback, some. He wears number 9 on his back.
Now they got a tight end lined up behind one guard, another tight end lined up on the other behind the other guard.
In tights, and it is the give to Morowski, and he's stacked up right there. Nice stand on that play by the Lions defense.
I believe on the first one to meet him was Eli Mooring. So it's going to bring up just 3rd down or 4th down?
This is going to be 3rd.
Okay, 3rd down.
3rd and 6 from the 6. 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. They do run the clock down. It's under 20 seconds on the play clock. 4:38 on the play clock. Reese throws it back. Receiver wide open. He just slipped out as Reese rolled to his right just a little bit. And it is going to be 6-yard touchdown pass from Keaton Reese to Jack Swaney.
A well-designed play. Just broke out in the open on the near sideline on the near side in the end zone. And that was about as easy as it gets.
4:28 on the second quarter clock. It is 27-7. Rockets on top. Kicker Zoe Cormier, the extra point is good. And it is now 28-7. Rockets over the Lions. Stay with us. Lions are getting the ball back next on News Radio WJPF. Coming up, we're going to have our McDonald's halftime report. We'll break down this first half of action. We'll get you caught up on scores from around Southern Illinois. It's 28-7, Rochester. Just after the 6-yard touchdown pass from Reese to Swaney, Carterville's going to get the ball back. They send 3 receivers back deep. They're all around the 10-yard line. The kick is away, and it's going to be taken at the 8-yard line by Peyton Biddle. Biddle across the 20 to the 25 to the 30. That's actually Nolan Hartford on the return, and that's where the Lions are going to start right here. 4:23 remaining in the first half. Lions trail this game 28-7.
Rockets have done everything basically they've wanted in this game, especially defensively. Carterville's moved the ball on almost every possession except one. The difference is there's been a couple where Carterville didn't finish off those drives with touchdowns, and that's the difference in this game right now. One score to update everybody. At halftime, North Dakota State leads SIU 7-3.
Good ball game at Saluki Stadium. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line for the Lions. Carterville sends their 3 receivers to the right side. The ball is at the far hash. Moving left to right on the radio dial. It's the handoff to Smith. Smith gets extended out and gets brought down right at the 30-yard line. It's going to be actually a loss of 1. And Bryce Smith seems like he's a frustrated runner after that one.
Well, Bryce really doesn't have that breakaway speed. But what is happening is Rochester is doing a great job of pursuing the ball on those wide runs, and there's just nowhere to cut the ball upfield.
Stringing it out. That's what you're supposed to do. Hellriegel rolls left, throws it, finds Peyton Biddle, a sliding catch at the 38-yard line for the Carterville Lions. Going to be about 2 yards short of the first down.
Yep. Brings up 3rd and short. So Carterville's, they could run the ball. They could throw the ball. So we'll see what they can do. They really need a score here before half.
Yeah, they do. 3rd and 3 officially from the 38-yard line. 3:20 remaining in the first half. Hellriegel fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself off left tackle. And, man, he just stretches out. Are they going to mark it? No, it's going to be about a half a yard short. They marked the ball right at the 40, and he needed about the 41. So Carterville once again is looking at a 4th down and a half a yard as the clock rolls under 3 minutes.
The Carterville's going to go for it, obviously.
You have to.
You're down by 3 scores.
You have to. Andrew Hellriegel. Oh, it was Jordan Cordes that breaks free. He slid down the line of scrimmage. I thought the ball got snapped over Hellriegel's head because he jumped up. That was a great fake, and it's going to keep the drive alive for the Lions.
Yeah, Cordes just went in motion and then stopped behind the center. They snapped it to him. He went up the middle, but after the play was over, he ended up about 3 or 4 yards to the left of where he went. So, but a Carterville first down nonetheless.
From the 44-yard line, Hellriegel this time rolls right. Throws it out, and
that's got to be a
should
penalty.
Be a flag. It is. Peyton Biddle, the intended receiver, and coming in and making the hit was Brady Baird. And that's going to be a pass interference penalty on the Rockets.
Well, that
time it was pass interference.
That was as obvious as the last one that wasn't called.
True.
I'm just going to state it the way it is, Dave.
That's exactly the way it is. 2nd and 2:18 on the clock. 15 yards tacked onto that. The ball is put down at the 41-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 41. Carterville needs a score here to close out the half. Hellriegel, 2 receivers, 3 receivers left, and he throws that one away as
somebody didn't get the message.
Yep.
Somebody took off downfield when they were supposed to take that quick out. And you can see the frustration on Coach Dial's face right now.
Clock has stopped with 2:13 on an overcast, cold 39 degrees here in Carterville. Winds are blowing out of the northwest. Wind chill at about 18, 20 degrees. 2nd down and 10 from the Rochester 41. Hellriegel Rolls to the near side and is picked off.
Wow.
Intended receiver is Nolan Hartford, and a big interception by the Rockets gives it right back to him. And on the interception, Amari Franklin.
Too many white shirts. Carterville ran that play to the short side of the field. Well, the closer you get to the sideline, the less options you have. And Hellriegel tried to force that ball at the sideline. And like I said, there was just too many white jerseys there. And that's Carterville's first turnover of the day.
The bad thing about that is the fact the Rockets could score. Still with 2:07 remaining before half is Keaton Reese. He operates from the shotgun. No sleeves. He's a baller. He's ready to go. Drops back, looks to throw. Throws it deep down the middle, overshoots everybody. The intended receiver out there was Parker Gillespie.
Pass ball is incomplete.
That stops the clock with 2:01 remaining.
Intended for number 17, Parker Gillespie.
Was at the 38-yard line, second and 10.
For the Rockets.
Yeah, I'm not sure he just didn't throw that ball away because there was double coverage on Gillespie.
Might have.
And he just made sure nobody was going to catch it.
Those two receivers are to the right side now. Puts a man in motion. Gillespie's going to keep it. Cuts it back up the middle. Right up the middle. Out toward midfield. Across midfield to the 46-yard line of Carterville before he's wrangled to the ground right there. That's going to move the chains. First down for the Rockets.
Well, the difference in this game so far, Dave, has been Rochester's offensive line. They are allowing Reese to throw the ball at will, and they're allowing the running backs, whoever has the ball, to get big yards.
From the 45, Reese looks to throw, throws it across the middle, receiver wide open at the 30-yard line, to the 20, pitches it to the far side and taking it into the end zone. Henry
now we've got
Beaker.
A fight on the sidelines. Hartford and one of the Rochester players were over there on the track going at it. The officials either didn't see it or just let it go.
And they probably didn't see it because it's behind them. The play was still going on. It was.
I don't know if that was a design play. If not, that was a heck of a play by the receiver to turn and see the guy coming behind him and just pitch him the ball.
34-0. That was a 45-yard completion and the touchdown. Pending the extra point. Kick is no good. With 1:34, Rochester on top, 34-7 here on News Radio WJPF.
The conversion was no good. With 1 minute and 34 seconds left to play, Rochester leads 34, Carterville 7.
(34-7) is our score. Still 94 seconds remaining here in the first half. Coming up, our halftime report. We will break down this first half of action. Catch up on scores from around the IHSA playoffs around the state. That's all coming up on our McDonald's halftime report. 9:34 remaining. Rochester kicking away, and it's a short kick going to be taken. Hits at the 15-yard line. It's picked up by Nolan Hartford, and he gets out to about the 28-yard line on the far sideline, and that's where the Lions are going to start.
Number 5, Nolan Hartford on the return for the Lions.
Well, Carterville offensively is going to have to find a way to get in the end zone. And I know that sounds like the obvious, but the last drive, again, just you know, the interception thrown right in front of us.
Yep.
Into a lot of white jerseys.
You just need to put some points on the board.
Yes.
Right now.
Somehow,
just start with the
some way.
first one. Let's get some points on the board. It's 34-7. Minute 30 remaining until half. Hellriegel's pass is incomplete over on the far sideline as Blake Berkey was the intended receiver.
Incomplete, intended for number 12, Blake Berkey.
It's going to bring up second down and 10 now from the 29. It's a frustrated Carterville Lion team right now. You can see it.
Now
They're going to have a chat when they get in at halftime. They send trips to the right side, one to the far side. Andrew Hellriegel, the quarterback, drops back, looks to throw, has his man, but the pass is knocked down. It was Nolan Hartford, the intended receiver, and Cameron Beal knocks the pass incomplete to the ground.
Beal was right there on Hartford's back, and he just knocked the ball away. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for Carterville.
And they need a first down. You can't give the Rockets the ball back before halftime.
No. I mean, if they have 10 seconds left, that's too much.
3rd down and 10 from the 29. They split Hartford off. They throw back against the line of scrimmage, and first down. Boy, that is a big first down on that little reverse screen by the Lions. Moves the chains and keeps the clock running.
That was a well-designed play. They just let that front of Rochester come pouring through and then throw the screen to the left side near the sideline, and Smith was able to pick up the first down.
From the 41-yard line. Gives it to Bryce Smith. Bryce gets behind his big offensive lineman and carries it out to the 47-yard line. That's going to be about 4 yards short. 2nd down and 4. Officially 2nd and 5 from the 46.
Carterville looks a little confused.
Nolan Hartford goes in motion. Hellriegel throws it across the middle, and that's Jordan Cordes that has the reception at the 35-yard line. That's a first down for the Lions. That'll move the chain, stop the clock for a moment till they get them set. 31 seconds remaining here till half.
Yeah, Cordes is a guy that I thought this year might be used more in the passing game, and he just went right down the middle, was open. Hellriegel hit him for a Carterville first down.
6th play of the drive for the Lions. The ball is at the 35-yard line on the near hash, and we have a timeout with 31.6 seconds left.
Score update at the end of 1, Sacred Heart Griffin 28, Murfreesboro nothing.
34-7 is our score here on a chilly Saturday afternoon. Of course, a little bit of snow early this morning. Heavier snow to our north. Redbud, Mascoutah, they got 5, 6, 7 inches of snow.
I don't know that they were expecting that, like we weren't expecting what. I know we didn't get as much, but I wasn't expecting to see what I saw when I got up this morning.
Just a dusting here locally. 1st and 10 from the 35 now after the timeout. Lions have the football. Hellriegel drops back. Throws it across the middle. Receiver, Nolan Hartford has it. And they're going to mark him at the 16-yard line. Moves the chains. Carterville, an opportunity here with the clock
First of all, now the Rochester player, Lichtenberger, was still running back to the line of scrimmage. He did not get back to the line of scrimmage where the ball was snapped. The ball was placed down. The officials were where they were supposed to be,
but they're
not going to let them run. They're not going to let that play count, which it should have been a penalty for offsides. But that's just the way the first half's going.
Clock is rolling. 20 seconds. Hellriegel spikes it, stops the clock with 18 seconds. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now for the Lions. Carterville wants to talk about it. Coach Brett Dial. There's going to have to be some adjustments made at halftime, Scott Hudson. But Carterville's going to have to score on every possession coming out of the locker room.
Well, not only that, you're going to have to stop
Then you got to
them.
stop. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, this games are won and lost in the trenches. Rochester's on the trenches today. I will say this, other than when Hellriegel got sacked earlier in this half, Hellriegel's had time to throw the ball. They haven't really been getting to him, so Carterville's offensive line's done a really good job.
2nd and 10 from the 15. Hellriegel rolls right, looks to throw. Receiver into double coverage, and it falls incomplete.
Now, I think Hartford's wanting a pass interference. He was sandwiched between two defenders, and they're not going to get the call.
No, they're not. And now Carterville's facing a 3rd down and 10. Still 13.7 seconds on the clock.
Number 4, Henry Beecher on the defense.
3 receivers left. Pressure on Hellriegel. Throws it, picked off. Inside the 5.
No, yeah, they're going to say intercepted.
Yep, and on the interception, I believe it was number 3, Malachi Edgington out there, that gets the interception, giving it back to Rochester with 7 seconds on the clock.
Tried to do the slant around the 3-yard line, and the defender just jumped the route. Made a good interception because the ball was low, but he's able to go down and get it. And Carterville, this is their last 2 possessions. They've gotten into Rochester territory, but those last 2 possessions have ended in interceptions.
Rochester set up. They take the knee. They're going to end the first half. As we head to halftime, it's all Rochester Rockets. They're the class number 4 seed in Class 4A. They lead the Carterville Lions 34-7 heading to halftime. Stay with us. Our McDonald's halftime report is next on News Radio WJPF.
Are you a safe?
Let's see here. I'm going to get me another drink.
Hello, everybody online. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. We're at the half here at Carterville, and the Rochester Rockets lead the Carterville Lions 34-7, and Carterville has made some mistakes in this game, but they can't do that. And Rochester, like good teams do, they take advantage of the opportunity when it is presented to them, and they've done exactly that as they lead it 34-7 here at halftime on this chilly Saturday here in Carterville, Illinois. I'm Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson alongside, and Scott, Carterville, you just cannot make the mistakes that they've made against a seasoned playoff team like the Rochester Rockets.
No, you can't, and it started with the Rochester's first drive. I said before the game that one thing Carterville's done a very good job of this year, they've been sure-handed when it comes to tackling. And lo and behold, Gillespie catches a pass about 5 yards short of the first down on 3rd down, and a Carterville defender is there to make the tackle, lets Gillespie get away. The next thing you know, he's going about 70 yards for a touchdown. You had the ball in the first quarter also that Reese threw downfield about the 20 or 15 of Carterville. Both Hartford and Biddle are there. It's a ball that has to be intercepted. It fell to the turf, and even though there was a holding call on Rochester on that play that moved him back another 10 yards, they were able to erase that 10-yard penalty in about 2 plays and then went on in and scored. Now, having said that, the Rochester may still be leading this game at halftime even if Carterville makes those 2 plays. The difference is, though, it may not be as out of hand as it is right now.
Exactly. 34-7 is our score. Rochester got things started early, 58 seconds into the game. It was a 78-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback Keaton Reese to his receiver Parker Gillespie. Extra point from Zoe Cormier was good. And 58 seconds in, it was 7-0 Rochester. Carterville gets the ball, and after an 8-play drive, they give it back to Rochester on the change of possession, and wouldn't you know it, they go on a 12-play drive, and it is a 1-yard touchdown run by Morawski for Rochester. Extra point good, 14-0. That's at the 4:27 mark. Carterville gets the ball, and they go on a 9-play drive, the best drive of their game and the only drive that resulted in points, a 7-yard touchdown run from the running back Bryce Smith. Extra point was good. It was 14-7 after the first quarter.
And you're in a good spot considering the way the game started. You know, you've got back into the ball game. But then the second quarter came about, and that was not a good quarter for Carterville.
Right at the end of the first quarter to the second, Carterville had momentum there. They had forced Rochester to punt, and they get the ball back, and they can't do anything with it. 4th and 2, they don't pick up the first down. They give the ball back to Rochester. Then it was a 15-yard touchdown run for Morawski again at the 7:33 mark. They extend that lead to 21-7. That was the changing point right there in the game for the Lions. Once they punted that ball or gave the ball back, couldn't pick up the first down on 4th and 2. Rochester scores. Carterville's just lost that momentum, and then it just kind of builds and builds and builds from there.
Yeah, and another mistake, the punt by Wakey shanks it off his foot, which gave, Rochester great field position, which, they may have gone down, they may have scored from 90 yards out, but you give them a short field to work with. And, it was just little things like that in that first half that just kept Carterville from getting any momentum and did not give them a chance to get back into this ball game.
That punt you're talking about gave them the ball at their own 45-yard line. Rochester scores at the 4:28 mark, a 6-yard touchdown pass from Reese to Swaney, and then Carterville throws the interception. It was Franklin that picked it off, the Andrew Hellriegel pass, and 3 plays later, a 45-yard pass and pitch to Baker for Rochester, 34-7. That's where we stand right now.
Well, I don't know what you tell your team at halftime when you're down 34-7, but Carterville will get the ball first. It'd be great if they could go down and score. But one thing I would say is, okay, fellas, you seniors, this may be your last 2 quarters of football that you'll ever play on this field. Go out, give it everything you got. Forget about what the final score is going to be. Forget about, the outcome. Go out and play. Give me everything you got for 2 quarters and let the chips fall where they may.
Let's see how this thing ends. We're going to take our break here on our McDonald's halftime report. When we come back, we'll look at scores from around Southern Illinois. That's all next here on our halftime report on News Radio WJPF. Welcome back to Lions Field here on this quarterfinal Saturday. The IHSA football playoffs, looking at scores from around Illinois. Amboy Lemoyne leads St. Thomas More 20-8. Batavia leads Yorkville 17-6. Byron leads Reed Custer 25-21. That's a third quarter score. Fulton getting hammered by Lena Winslow, 52-7. Lincoln Eastway leads 21-0 over Warren Township. Loyola Academy 21-3 in the third quarter over Lions. Nazareth Academy leads Morgan Park 22-0. Palatine leads York 10-9. That's a fourth quarter score. Let's see. IC Catholic Prep over Princeton, Princeton over IC Catholic Prep 20-14. It's Providence Catholic over Richard Burton 10-7 in the second quarter, 4 minutes on the clock. Ridgeview Lexington leads Tuscola 21-6. St. Francis over Rochelle 12-8, second quarter score. Maroa Forsyth over Rockridge 7-0. St. Rita over St. Charles North 10-7. St. Teresa leads Pana 22-12, and Sterling is getting shut out by Sycamore 28-7. Let's see here. Tri-Valley leads Knoxville 30-7. Yeah, so we look through some of these other scores. What's the latest you've seen on Murfreesboro?
The last I had with a little over 10 minutes left in the first half. Murfreesboro was trailing 35-0, so they may have a running clock at halftime in that one.
Williamsville leads Olympia 35-0. Tolono Unity over Prairie Central 7-0. We gave you the Byron over Reed Custer score. That's a number 6 against the number 2 seed there in the 3A playoffs. 4A, Rochelle, as we said, getting beat by St. Francis. Murfreesboro getting beat 34-0 with 10 minutes left in the second quarter.
You know, Dave, I'm a little surprised. We're in the quarterfinals, and there are a couple of close games, but there are a lot of games that aren't even close, which really surprises me.
No, I completely agree, and our score here is 34-7. And Carterville, good thing for Carterville, coming out of halftime, they're going to get the ball back as they won the toss and deferred.
Yeah, we'll see if they can score. You know, that'd be nice to cut it to 34-14. Put a little bit of pressure on Rochester. But Carterville's got to come out and score and try to somehow, some way get back into this ball game. Another score update, 5:18 left in the third. SIU now leads North Dakota State 10-7. A must win for SIU if they have any thoughts of getting into the playoffs.
It is a must win for the Salukis. 34-7 is our score here at Carterville. It's been all Rochester in this first half. Carterville's got a lot of work to do, and they got to get some stops. Most importantly, they cannot let Rochester score again. This is your McDonald's halftime report, and we will be back here on News Radio WJPF. $37 the score here at Lions Field in Carterville. Rochester all over the Carterville Lions here at halftime. And, Scott, coming out at the half, there's not a whole lot you can say. You just need to come out and start moving the ball, and you have to get stops. Not that that's not the goal every single possession of every single football game ever played, but
Yeah.
that's just what they face right here.
Yeah, it's an obvious situation what Carterville has to do. They have to score, and they have to keep Rochester from scoring, hopefully a 3-and-out, get the ball back, maybe score again, and then you put a little bit of pressure on them. But Rochester's the better team right now. They've got their offensive line. Actually, I would say Geneseo's offensive line might have been a little bit bigger overall than Rochester's. But this offensive line is big and they're quick. Carterville's defensive front has not been able to get any penetration whatsoever. As good as Jordan Cordes is, as good as Talon Walker is, they have been neutralized in this game. They have not made hardly any plays at all. And it's not that those two guys aren't good players. It's just that Rochester is a really, really good team.
That's exactly right. That's been the bread and butter of this Carterville defense, is they were able to get through, break down an offensive line, and get stops in the backfield. And they have not done that here today, except with maybe like one or two exceptions, and that is it. Both teams are back out onto the field. They're going through their required stretching before we get into second half action. We're going to go on and take our final break here on our McDonald's halftime report. Stay with us. Second half action is next on News Radio WJPF.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Illinois. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
(34-7) is the score as we are getting you set for second half action in Carterville. And I got to tell you, I was talking with Todd Rogers before we were down on the field. And, of course, Todd is the head basketball coach for Carterville girls. And you know what? They start basketball this week. Games start on Tuesday at West Frankfort.
Yeah, it seems like they just started practice. Now they're starting games. And, we were also talking during the break that Carterville's first boys basketball game is 2 weeks from this Monday. So if this is Carterville's last football game, we'll have a little bit of a break, not much. And that's when Carterville goes into the Ernie Bozarth tournament. I'm assuming Carterville would be at Trico again, and they'll split things up between Trico and Murfreesboro. And so we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. We still have a half of football here to play. But, yeah, basketball, as you said, the girls start this week, the boys in 2 weeks. And, by that time, we're almost in December.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Coach Rogers said they're going to start with West Frankfort on Tuesday. Then they're going to go to Centralia, and they're playing Teutopolis on Thursday night. So getting right into the basketball season. And good luck to Coach Todd Rogers, Carterville girls, Coach Shane Hawkins, Carterville boys, as they've been practicing. This was their first week of practice for the boys. Started on Monday, and just a couple of weeks away, high school basketball season. And, of course, we're going to have coverage of Carterville boys here on News Radio WJPF. We'll do some select girls games on our YouTube channel throughout the season as well. Both teams have finished up their halftime stretches. Carterville is going to get the football to start action here in the second half. They trail big time, 34-7. This solid Rochester Rockets team. I opened up the window a little bit more just for you.
All right, you're all right. I don't care what anybody says. That's why I brought a coat.
We closed her down just a little bit there at the half. Ball is teed up, and it is Keaton Reese that does the kicking. For the Rockets, it is at the 40-yard line on the far hash. Carterville has their 3 receivers deep. They're all at the 10-yard line. Reese approaches, kicks it away, and it is going to be taken at the 12-yard line. Out across the 20 to the 25 to the 33-yard line, and that's where Carterville is going to start this second half.
And we've got a flag, and I think that might be on Zachariah Miller for a little confrontation. He had one of the Rochester players over on the far sideline. And this game was very chippy in the first quarter. There was some trash talking going on. I saw some of the Rochester players look over at the Carterville crowd and made some gestures, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's gotten chippy, and it started here early in the third quarter, and that's going to set Carterville back all the way to their own 19-yard line.
Still got a game to play. Don't give up yards, boys. You need
15-yard penalty. Lions will take
you need the good stuff. It's 1st and 10 from the own 19-yard line. Carterville looks to throw, first play out. Hartford has it at the 18-yard line. Sidesteps one defender and falls forward for about 3-4 yards to the 24-yard line. Second down now, and 5 for the Lions.
Well, nice gain on first down. You make it, second and manageable.
Excuse me, 2nd and 15 for the Lions. From the near hash, it's the give to Bryce Smith. Cuts to the outside, brought down after a gain of 2 on the carry. They're actually going to mark it 3, bringing up 3rd down and 2 now for Carterville.
How many times have we seen Carterville in the first half in the same situation? 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4, and not able to get that first down.
At the 26-yard line, 3rd down and 3 officially. They send 3 receivers far side. Hartford throws back, Hellriegel throws back. Peyton Biddle has it. He's going to be
not going to get
short.
there.
He's going to be brought down short. Carterville, do they go for it? What do you got to lose?
Yeah, I again, a tough call. But, you're deep in your own territory. You've got 4th and about 2.5. And Coach Dial is going to keep his offense on the field.
4th and 3 now. Ball is at the 27-yard line. Got to get it. What's the call? Snap to Hellriegel. Bryce Smith, first down and more. Straight up the gut, across the 40 to the 45, out near midfield to the 49-yard line. That's going to move the chains. That's enough for a first down.
That's a big run by Smith. Don't know how many yards he has in this game, but he's got a bunch. I think Rochester was thinking maybe the Cardinals were going to throw that quick pass again, and they surprised them with that quick run up the middle.
So it's 1st and 10 from their own 49. High snap, Hellriegel handles, throws it across the middle, falls incomplete. As Nick Bishing was the intended receiver.
I'm back.
2nd down and 10 now for the Lions.
On some of these pass plays by Carterville, it almost seems like Rochester's got about 12, 13 players on the field. Because it seems like every receiver's double teamed.
Yeah, it does.
So
ball's right in the middle of the field at the 49. Carterville puts 3 receivers to the far side. The throw is caught by Berkey at the 45. He advances to the 42-yard line. Actually, the 43. So now it's going to bring up 3rd down for Carterville.
Yeah, another one of those 3rd and short. 3rd and about 2-3 yards.
Yep.
And I have been impressed, Dave, with the way Carterville has moved the ball today on this Rochester defense. I know they've only got 7 points, but they've been able to do a good job between the 20s.
Most of the drives, you are correct. Bryce Smith plows right up the middle. First down, carries those defenders, just keeps fighting. 35-yard, out to the 35-yard line. First and 10.
Carry for the Lions. He was brought down by number 4, Henry Beecher, and number 42, Brody Nelson.
Somebody lost their hand warmer out on the far sideline. Clock rolls to 9 minutes remaining here in the third. It's first and 10 from the 36-yard line. Hellriegel gives it to Smith. He takes it off left tackle.
Another big gain by Smith, about 8 yards.
Gain of about 7 or 8 out there. He's
brought down by number
carrying this Lions team right now on his back. This is the 9th play of the drive.
6 yards, 2nd and 4 for the Lions.
2nd and 4 after the gain of 6 from the 30. Ball at the far hash for Carterville. Hellriegel rolls to his right, throws it to his right. Peyton Biddle has it, gets away from one defender, down the sideline, inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line, and big play there for the Lions.
Hellriegel found a wide open Biddle on the near sideline. He made a little spin move and got to about the 12-yard line of Rochester.
Clock is at 8:20. Lions have it. First and 10 from the 12 of Rochester. Hellriegel, quick throw, catches Berkey on the outside. He fights his way inside the 10 to the 9-yard line, so it's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line.
This is the first time this year I believe Carterville's run that quick out to where there's not a lot of room after the catch. The Rochester defense is doing a great job of getting over there and not letting the Carterville receivers have a lot of yards after catch.
Got to give credit to their defensive backs. Throw across the middle is knocked incomplete. Carterville's lucky it wasn't picked off. Peyton Biddle, the intended receiver. But like you said just a few minutes ago, it's like there's 3 throwing into double, triple coverage every single time.
Yeah, there was at least 3 Rochester players there. And when Hellriegel let that ball go, I was having some bad thoughts. I'll just put it that way.
3rd and 7 now from the 9-yard line. Carterville has been this deep, 3 times in the game and not come away with any points. Bryce Smith takes the handoff. There's just not an opening in that line, and he actually lost about a half a yard.
Carterville can get a first down at about the 2, but, you know, I guess we can say been there, done that in this situation where Carterville gets into Rochester territory, and can they get points this time, or does it stall out again?
4th down and 8 from the 10. Clock rolls to 7 minutes. Hellriegel throws.
Wow.
Almost picked off again. Biddle, the intended receiver, and out there in coverage, Amari Franklin. He is just an outstanding defensive back because he has been all over the receivers when the ball's put in the air, and Carterville's going to give it back to turning it over on downs here.
Yeah, when it comes to passing the ball, it seems like Rochester knows exactly what play is going to be run, where the ball is going to be thrown. And, again, a pass that almost got intercepted, but Carterville turns the ball over on downs.
1st and 10 for the Rockets. 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter, and to give to the running back. And on the carry, that was Morzowski.
At the end of the third quarter, SIU leads North Dakota State 10-7.
2nd and 8 for the Rockets from the 12-yard line.
2nd and 8 for the Rockets.
You look toward the far sideline. Make sure that's the call that they want. They go hurry up. They get to the line of scrimmage quickly. They'll check to the sideline. Reese takes the handoff, knowing he's going to keep it himself. He gets bottled up right there, brought down at the 15-yard line. Gain of 3 by the quarterback.
Brought down by number 56, Zach Miller.
It's going to be 3rd and 5 now for the Rockets.
Be nice if Carterville could get a stop here, maybe a stop for yards for loss, and force Rochester at the punt deep in their own territory.
3rd and 5 from the 15 for the Rockets. 2 receivers, 3 receivers right side. They bring one to the near side. Takes the snap. Reese is going to keep it up the middle. 1st down and more as he's going to move the chains. He carries it out to the 24-yard line.
Reese on the quarterback keeper.
He's a handful to bring down.
Well, and give his offensive line credit.
Absolutely.
They're opening some holes for him. He's not just doing this on his own.
Absolutely.
For the Rockets.
1st and 10 for the Rockets. Boy, it seems like it's gotten colder here in the last
I think it has.
20 minutes or so. And Gillespie gets out to, Rowski to the outside. 1st down, and he's brought down out of bounds just below us here. That's a big 1st down run.
Carterville has a player injured. I think that's Zachariah Miller.
And the training staff quickly out to check on Mr. Miller. We'll take a break as well. We'll pause. It's 34-7. Rockets over the Lions here on News Radio WJPF. A balmy 34 degrees in Carterville.
We have our own meteorologist listening to the game back in Heron, giving us updates on and that does not look good, Zachariah Miller.
Yeah, and a big number 56 getting some assistance to the sideline as we have 5:12 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, the winds are blowing right out of the north, and it just seems like in the last 15, 20 minutes, it's just quite a bit colder. Zach still not quite to the sideline. It is a 1st down and 10 for the Rockets from the 43-yard line. Ball is on the near hash. They're moving right to left in their road white uniforms, their black helmets with the red R on the side. Carterville, blue over blue, and the orange helmet with the Lions on each side of the helmets. 1st and 10 from the 43. Reese turns around, gives it to his running back, gets to the outside across midfield, cuts it down, or is chopped down at the 45-yard line. The carry by Elijah Carlson for the Rockets.
And again, Dave, this is how impressive Rochester's offensive line is. And it's nothing against Cordis and nothing against Talon Walker. Those guys are not even in the play on those sweeps.
Nope. Now, give this Rochester team credit. Everything you hear about them has been proven true here today.
Yeah, they're a good team.
1st and 10 from the 45. Reese looks to throw, throws it across the middle. Nice
What a
diving catch by Jack Swaney. He's had a couple of great catches here this afternoon.
I'll tell you what, he had one in the first half that I didn't think could be better than that, or anyone be better than that, but he made a great catch there, a low catch. Had to go down and make the catch, but it's another Rochester 1st down.
To the 29-yard line of Carterville. Reese looks to throw again, and the play's going to be whistled dead. False start on Rochester. And that is, there's not really been, that's the first offensive, the first offensive penalty maybe. Maybe 2.
Rochester's had a holding penalty.
Yep.
And then that one, but
this one here.
I don't know that. Well, they had the pass interference call just on Carterville's last possession.
Yep. It's 1st and 15. From the 34-yard line. Throws it up deep down the right side. Receivers there off his fingertips. Good coverage out there by Peyton Biddle, as the intended receiver is Parker Gillespie, but They were bumping and banging going down that far sideline.
Yeah, Biddle was right there with Gillespie. Biddle never turned around to look at the ball, but the ball was a little underthrown, and that allowed Biddle to, I think he got his hand in there at the last second to knock it away.
2nd down and 15 for the Rockets from the 34. Everybody stacked in tight to the line of scrimmage. So the quarterback, the senior quarterback, Keaton Reese, gives it to his running back in Elijah Carlson. Carlson has about 2 yards after that carry.
By the entire pride of the Lions.
I think it's the first time in the game Rochester has had 3rd down and more than 10.
Yeah.
I think on their first drive they had, well, I think they had like 3rd and 5, but I can't remember too many times they've even had a 3rd down in this game.
3rd and 14 from the 33-yard line. Play clock under 10. Reese rolls right, throws it down the middle, just throws it up, and that was like a lame duck.
Cordes did get some pressure that time. He ran over the Rochester players blocking him, but Reese just kind of skirted to the outside of that pressure and threw a deep ball. We have another score update. 14:21 left in the 4th quarter. North Dakota State leads SIU 14-10.
Back and forth in that one. SIU needs the win, though. Keep their playoff hopes alive. It's 4th down and 14, 2:52 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The ball is at the 33-yard line. Rochester going to go for it. And they call a timeout with 2:52 remaining. We'll take a break here as well. We'll pause 30 seconds here on News Radio WJPF. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in Carterville. Punctual service, 5-star satisfaction, and the experience that comes from 40 years in the business. You can go online, find out more at charliesairandheat.com. 2:52 left here in the 3rd quarter. It's 34-7 Rockets over your Lions. 4th and 14 from the 33. And Coach Derek Leonard wanted to talk to his offense and talk about what their choices are here. They're going to
punt the ball.
They're going to.
Well, they've got Reese under center.
Yeah, they do.
Nope, they're going to go for it.
And he fakes the handoff, throws it left side. The receiver, the ball's tipped away. Nice job out there by Braden Wakey to tip the ball away on the 4th and 14. And Carterville is going to take over from the 33-yard line. Nice defense there by Wakey.
Yeah, nice play by Wakey to knock that ball away at about the 2-yard line. And so Carterville gets Rochester to turn the ball over on downs with 2:45 left in the 3rd. And let's see if Carterville can move the ball back down the field, but finish it off this time with some points.
2:45 on the clock. It is 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 33-yard line. Andrew Hellriegel, the senior quarterback, gives it to his senior running back, Bryce Smith. Bobs and weaves his way out to the 41-yard line.
And we got a penalty flag late. That has to be probably after the play. Maybe not. The play was run to the near side. The flag was thrown on the far side.
The officials are talking about it right now.
Rochester acts like it's on them. Dead ball, personal foul. It is on Rochester.
Yeah, so they'll tack some yardage onto that.
And the way he's acting, I think it would have to be on Parker Lyons because he threw his hands up in the air. Probably want to know what he did. So that's
They're marking 15 off.
Both teams have had those unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
It's a 15-yard penalty. It'll be
So they set it down at the 42-yard line.
42.
1st and 10 from the Rocket 42. Elriegel feels some pressure, gets rid of it. Peyton Biddle has it across the 30-yard line. Gets a blocker in front, breaks away. Peyton Biddle, the 42-yard touchdown pass from Andrew Hellriegel to Peyton Biddle.
Well, Biddle caught a nice pass from Hellriegel and just turned upfield and outran everybody. And Carterville gets back on the board.
2:18 remaining here in the third quarter.
Hellriegel connects with Peyton Biddle with a 42-yard
And now Riley Crane can come in to kick the extra point. On the second play of the drive, a 42-yard catch and run from Peyton Biddle from Andrew Hellriegel. Brandon Skelcher to do the holding. The snap. And the kick is good. 34-14 with 2:18 on the clock. Rockets are going to get the ball back coming up on News Radio WJPF.
Don't let
.34-14. Rochester's going to get the football back after the 42-yard touchdown. Reception by Peyton Biddle. Extra point good. And the Rockets are up 34-14 with just 2:18 remaining. Riley Crane teasing up at the 40-yard line. He's getting set to kick it away. I don't see Zach Miller anyplace.
Now they tried an onside kick,
yep.
And Rochester got it.
Yep, right at midfield.
I think Riley Crane and one of the Rochester players both had their hands on the ball, and they're going to give it to Rochester.
God, you can't blame Carterville for trying that. You know,
I mean, it was right at 10 yards, too. Well, actually, it was just a little hair short of 10 yards, so even if Carterville did come up with it, the ball's got to go 10 yards, and it didn't. So either way, Rochester's going to take over at the just inside Carterville territory.
From the 49, Reese gives it to his running back. And that is Borowski, who stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
Riley Bradford was one of the Carterville Lions there to wrap him down low and bring him down. That's what you got to do, these Rochester running backs. They've got size, and boy, you just got to hit them low. If you try to hit them high, that's not going to work out.
Under 2 to play here in the third quarter. It's 2nd and 9 from the 48. Ball is toward the far hash. They have 3 receivers out to the right side. Quick screen is caught at midfield, out across the 45 to the 40 before being run out of bounds. On the reception, it's Parker Gillespie for the Rockets.
Yeah, he went out of bounds about 3 yards short of the first down. And we do have, I thought there was a flag on the play, but one of the Rochester players has yellow shoes. So
that'll bring up 3rd down and 2 to go.
3rd and 2 officially from the 42-yard line of Carterville. Clock rolls to, or actually it stopped at 1:35 as the ball is snapped, and Reese is going to keep it himself, has first down yardage and more, jumps over one defender and is finally brought down at the 32-yard line. That's going to move the chains for the Rockets, giving them 1st and 10 now.
Even the big guy runs to the outside, and again, their offensive line is doing such a good job of blocking that even on sweeps, there's not somebody there to meet the ball carrier until about 4 or 5 yards down the field.
1st and 10 from the 32. They have their 3 receivers to the near side. Moving right to left on your radio dial. Clock rolls to 60 seconds remaining in the third quarter. In Carterville territory, it's the handoff to Morzowski again. And did the ball come out?
No, but a flag on Carterville. I think that's going to be on, is that Cordis?
Looks like Hartford.
Yep, you're right. It is Hartford, a late hit. Now remember, Hartford got into it with a Rochester player on the far track on a play that nobody saw except me. And that's going to add another 15 onto the play. As Carterville's, they're just letting their emotions get too much of them right now. I know that Rochester's probably doing things to them, saying things, maybe a late hit here, maybe a jab there, but you cannot let that affect you to the point where you're the one. You know, they always catch the guy that retaliates.
Always.
And that's exactly what's happening right here.
They have the ball at the Carterville 13-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for the Rockets. They already lead it 34-14, 40 seconds remaining. They send 3 receivers here to the left side of the line. Clock rolls. Under 10 seconds on the play clock. Reese having a conversation with his running back, down under 5-4, snaps the ball. Reese is going to keep it himself, tries to get outside.
Gets pushed out of bounds.
Get knocked out of bounds. Gain maybe a yard on that carry, and it stops the clock with 14 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Talon Walker was the first one to meet him on that. Talon did not let him get to the outside on that play.
So it's 2nd down and 11. Actually lost a yard from the 14-yard line. They look to the far sideline. Play clock under 5 now. Sets 3, 2, 1, and a timeout is called by Coach Derek Leonard, and he's not happy. He came out and barked at his offense about that. It was just moments, just a second away from getting a delay of game penalty. Coming up at the conclusion of this game, we'll talk with head coach Brett Dial. Update scores from around Illinois. As there's just over a quarter remaining in this 4A quarterfinal game. See if we can get any other scores for you as we're waiting the timeout. IHSA website just a little slow today. There's a lot going on, Scott Hudson.
A lot going on today, especially in high school football all around the state. SIU playing, John A. Logan playing today in Vincennes, Indiana.
Class 2A playoffs, St. Teresa knocks off Pana. That's a final 37-12. We'll update scores as we go along here in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 11 from the 14 with 14 seconds remaining. Reese, Keaton Reese, checks the sideline. Now he's going to put a man in motion. Takes the snap, drops back, reverses. Reverse screen incomplete. Nice setup on the play, but it falls incomplete. 3rd down and 11 now from the 14.
And Carterville had that play sniffed out. I think even if he catches it, it's not going to go. It would gain positive yards, but not a lot.
So 3rd down and 11. These last 15 seconds
I'm
taking
telling you,
forever.
This game is already 2 hours long, and we're not even in the fourth quarter yet.
Everybody set now. Rockets, 3rd and 11. Looks to throw.
Nice
Completes
catch.
it. Boy, I tell you what, Jack Swaney, he needs to be getting some peeks from somebody because he's an outstanding receiver.
I mean, right as the ball got there, he got smacked by Wakey. I mean, he got knocked to the turf hard, but he held on to the ball, and he has made 3 really, really good catches here today.
34-14 is our score as we head to the fourth quarter. Rochester has it deep in Carterville territory. Stay with us. Fourth quarter action next on News Radio WJPF.
Rochester leads 34, Carterville 14.
Heading to the fourth quarter here at Lions Field. Rochester has the ball, 4th and 1 for the Carterville 4. And the score is 34-14. It's been all Rochester in this contest. Driving late as we start playing the fourth quarter. As Keaton Reese, the 6-foot senior quarterback, played an outstanding game. He's going to keep it himself. Gets out off right tackle, falls forward, and
they're going to mark him
short, like a half a foot short. And so now it's going to be 4th and 1. So that is probably going to be
Reese on the quarterback keeper.
The keeper by Mr. Reese.
Yep, I would think he would get the ball. That's who I would give it to if I were the coach.
Rochester's been working the play clock down. They'll take their time as there's 20 seconds here. This Rochester team is as advertised, aren't they, Scott Hudson?
They are. They're just a well-oiled machine on both sides of the ball.
Reese keeps it.
He did not make it.
Now Carterville's D stacks him up there.
Wow, good stand by Carterville on that play. I'm looking to see who gets up off the ground for Carterville. One of those was, I believe, Riley Bradford.
Reese on the quarterback keeper.
Turnover on downs.
Set at the line by Riley Bradford. 2nd and goal for the Rockets.
2nd and goal. Nope, not a turnover on downs. What was I thinking? 10:46 on the clock. It is 2nd and 1 from about 3 inches out. This time Keaton Reese is going to keep it himself, get a ball of speed, and scores from 1 yard out with 10:30 on the clock. The 1 yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Keaton Reese, for Rochester.
He's a big boy. We've seen him throw the ball well today. Obviously, he can run the ball well. And Rochester, I've said it before, I'll say it again, their offensive line is the biggest reason why they have this big lead. They're big, they're quick, and Carterville has not gotten any penetration whatsoever today.
Zoe Cormier, the kicker, and her extra point is good. It is 41-14, Rochester all over the Carterville Lions. Stay with us. More football coming up next here on News Radio WJPF.
41-14.
Back at Carterville, the Rochester Rockets have just scored to extend their lead to 41-14, 10:30 to go in this game. And Reese, their quarterback, will kick off. He kicks high. It's deep. It'll come down at about the 21. Grabbed by the Carterville's up back. He's at the 40, 45, out to the 46. And returning the ball for Carterville is Berkey. And he gets Carterville out in good field position. And Carterville will take over with 10:25 to go in the game at their own 46-yard line. And we'll see what Carterville's got on this drive. Carterville may have 10:25 left in their season. Here's Hellriegel in the shotgun, takes a snap, going to hand off to Smith to the left side. He turns it upfield. He's at about the 49, 50-yard line. And he'll gain about 4, maybe 5 yards. But there is a flag on the play. And we'll see which way this goes. Yep, they're going to pick the flag up. And it is going to be on chop block on Carterville. So yet another penalty on Carterville. That will move the ball back. As somebody went below the waist on that offensive line to make a block. And that's going to move Carterville all the way back to the 35-yard line.
So 1st and 21 now for the Carterville Lions.
10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty. They have 2 receivers left. Hellriegel pump fake, throws it deep, has his man Burke. He has it off his fingertips just below us. Well, that pass was right there, but Burke just couldn't come up with it.
One of the few times today Carterville's had a wide open receiver downfield, but Berkey was behind the defensive back. The ball thrown more towards the sideline than the middle part of the field. If he catches that in stride, he might have 6, but it was thrown just a little bit to the outside instead of the inside, and Berkey couldn't make the grab.
10-10 on the clock. 2nd down and 21 for the Lions. Spread offense for the Lions. 3 receivers left, 1 out to the far side. Hellriegel finds Peyton Biddle across the middle, makes a move across midfield to 45, down to the 43-yard line. He's so fast, he can just, it's like a little drag route that he just runs, and Hellriegel's patient, waits for him to open up, hits him, and we have an injured Rocket at the 44-yard line.
I believe that is
Parker Gillespie?
Cameron Beal, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. We're going to take a break with 10:02 left in this contest. It's all Rochester, 41-14 here on News Radio WJPF. No. Bring it back.
Come make
Bring it back.
music with us today.
It was Cameron Beal, the injured player. He went to the far sideline. 1st and 10 for the Lions from the 43. And a ball thrown off the fingertips of Nolan Hartford.
No, that's Bishing.
Oh, that is Bishing, yeah.
At about the 15-yard line, the ball just off his hands.
Boy, good throw.
And that was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Who catches that? He's got 6, but
Nicholas Bishing has some speed.
Hellriegel put a little zip on that ball, too.
Yes, he did. 9:48. This is 2nd down and 10 from the 43. It's the give to Bryce Smith. Cuts outside the hash to the far side and is brought down about 3 yards short of the 1st down.
I would have to guess that Smith has well over 100 yards rushing in this game.
I would agree.
And, I don't have.
We don't keep the cumulative stats during the game.
I don't know what Rochester's opponent stats are, but I would think that there are very few that have rushed for over 100 yards against this team this year.
It's possible. 9:15 remaining. It's 3rd and 3 from the 36. Pass from Hellriegel. We had Blake Berkey and Jordan Cordes right there.
In the same area.
And the ball was thrown over the top of their head.
Yeah, coach is talking to Hellriegel. I mean, Berkey and Cordes were literally, they could have hugged each other. They're that close.
Yep.
And luckily, Hellriegel threw the ball over their heads, because if he throws it to try to get a completion, that ball might have been completed to the wrong team.
4th down and 3 for the Lions. They need a first down to keep the drive alive. It's 41-14 with 9:12 remaining. And Bryce Smith gets the first down and more. He's out near the 20-yard line where he's run out of bounds over on the far sideline, and that's going to move the chains. It's going to keep the drive alive for the Carterville Lions.
A good run by Smith. What a year he's had. I mean, he's actually had more room to run today than he did against Geneseo or Coal City.
Yeah. 16-yard gain by the running back for Carterville. And it's Smith once again, and this time he's bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. He does pick up about 3, maybe 2 yards there. But that's going to keep the clock as it rolls under 9 minutes remaining in this contest.
I'd like to see Carterville punch one in here.
Yeah.
Make it 41-21, make it a little bit more respectable.
2nd and 9 from the 19. Hellriegel throws it down the left side. Biddle has it for the touchdown. 19-yard touchdown. Catch for Peyton Biddle.
Hellriegel rolls to his left, waited till Biddle got behind the defender, and then he lofted one into the end zone. And nice throw, nice catch by Biddle.
19-yard catch from Peyton Biddle at the 8:32 mark. Carterville's lined up for the extra point. Riley Crane.
Extra point, good.
And it was good. 19-yard touchdown pass from Andrew Hellriegel to Peyton Biddle with 8:32 remaining. Extra point good, and it's 41-21 Rochester. Stay with us. More coming up on News Radio WJPF. Carterville Lions just score on the 19-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback Andrew Hellriegel to Peyton Biddle. Makes the score 41-21. Sacred Heart Griffin continues to shut out Murfreesboro. Sacred Heart Griffin, the number 2 seed. Murfreesboro, the 6 seed. It's 51-0 with 1:24 remaining in the third quarter.
And it looks like the two Springfield teams, separated by just a few miles, are going to play each other in the semifinals.
Father and son head coaches. And, of course, the father, Mr. Leonard, this is his final season. He's going to retire at the end of this year.
Yeah, and, of course, Sacred Heart Griffin won that first contest 62-27.
Carterville attempts the onside kick. They don't kick it the 10 yards.
You got to kick it 10 yards. That's the second time that Crane has not kicked the ball 10 yards.
So Rochester's going to have it right at the Carterville 47-yard line with 8.5 remaining in the game. Looking at some other scores in 5A, Sycamore beats Sterling today 28-0. Let's zip up here to the top of the list. 1A playoffs. Lena Winslow over Fulton 52-14. Class 3A, Byron beat Reed Custer. Byron, the number 6 seed. Reed Custer, the number 2 seed, 32-27. It was IC Catholic over Princeton, 27-20. St. Teresa knocks off Pana, 37-12. 4A, 5A. We gave you
Muscuda
that.
losing to Peoria 14-7.
Yeah, with 9:54 left in the second. We'll run through all the final scores coming up in our post-game report. Rochester has the football with 8:30 remaining here in the contest. And it's the give to the running back, and he's popped right there at the line of scrimmage.
I'll say this, Dave. Carterville's not giving up in this game. They have played hard from the start to the finish. They may not win this game, but they're going out. They're going out strong as far as their play. They're not throwing in the towel.
Rosowski was the carrier on that play. 2nd down and 11 after the loss of 1. 8 minutes remaining.
And Rochester still got their starters in there. Little surprising at this point in the game.
Carterville coaches still working. You know it's cold when Coach Wakey's wearing pants. That was what we said at the beginning of the game. As the carry out across the 45 down to the Carterville 44-yard line.
If Wakey's got pants on, it is cold.
It is cold. Clock continues to run. 7:25. 3rd down and 7 for the Rockets.
A little confusion on Carterville's defense on who should be on the field and who should be off.
And also on the Rockets sideline, as it was Rosowski that took off like he was one too many. Everybody sets. And it's the keeper by Gillespie who took the direct snap, gets to the outside, and he gets hit hard over on that far sideline. It's going to be short of a 1st down.
He still was able to gain 2 or 3 yards.
Number 17, Parker Gillespie on the carry for the Rockets.
That's going to bring up 4th down, and
He was forced out of bounds by
obviously
Kyle Walker and Brady Wakey.
Rochester's going to go for it, trying to run more clock.
Bring up 4th and 5.
4th and 5. Coming off the field. Time is called, and officials are having a conversation as they walk toward the Carterville sideline. Coach Brett Dial, I think, they need to make an adjustment on the clock, I think is what they're doing. 6:45 is what they set it to. 41-21 is our score here in the 4th quarter. 3 receivers to the right for the Rockets. Keaton Reese gets everything set.
Looks like they're
They're going to drop back to punt now with 1 second on the clock. They get it away. Little pooch kick hits inside the 30-yard line, and it's going to be down at the 26-yard line. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by IBEW Local 702, a proud supporter of Carterville Lions sports. IBEW Local 702, dedicated to providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. 41-21 is the score. Carterville's going to get the ball back here.
A little surprised that Rochester didn't go for it. You know, you get the ball, you run off in maybe another 3, 4, 5 minutes, but they decide to punt and see what Carterville can do now with the ball back.
From the 26-yard line, it's 1st and 10. El Regal looks left, throws right, throws it deep right, and the receiver gets tied up with the defender out there.
I think that's going to be pass interference on Hartford.
Yep.
I think he pushed off on the defensive back.
And in coverage, it was Cameron Beal. I think you're exactly right.
Now the ball hung up in the air, and both the receiver, Hartford, and the defensive back had to stop. And at that point, it was Hartford just going to extend that arm to make sure that nobody was going to catch it.
Stops the clock at 6:28. Pass interference against the Carterville Lions. So they'll mark that off against the Lions. (41-21 is the score. On a cold, cloudy. That sun never did come out today, did it?
Never did.
Stayed cloudy.
The 15-yard penalty.
Ball
replay,
after the 15-yard penalty is back at the Carterville 13-yard line. And you have 3 receivers right side. Hellriegel rolls right, throws it out there. It's caught at the 22. And that is Peyton Biddle on the reception on the far sideline.
If that defensive back does not make that tackle on Biddle, he's got room to run towards this side of the field and then up the field. But that's kind of the way this game's gone.
Yeah.
Sure, I mean, Rochester defensively done a very good job of tackling in the open field, and Carterville's had a couple of hit and misses.
Yes, they have. Clock rolls. 5:50. Biddle has it again across the 35 to the 40-yard line before he's brought down at the 42-yard line. Little scat back, isn't he? That's he's the type of receiver that can get lost in the middle of the field. Yeah. Carterville's moving the ball, 1st and 10 at the 42. Hellriegel, little bubble screen to Bryce Smith, and that's read perfectly by this Rochester defense. Smith gets wrapped up at the 42-yard line. That's the original line of scrimmage.
Well, the impressive thing about that play for Rochester, the players, the defensive linemen who came through to try to get to Hellriegel are the ones that after the pass was thrown came over and made the tackle.
Brody Nelson was in on the tackle for the Rockets. Carterville goes hurry up. Throws it across. Biddle has it again across the 45 to the 40 to the 36-yard line, and a flag comes in late.
Let's see. That, well, I'm not going to guess what it is.
There's a flag on the play.
It's on Carterville, and I think they're going to call it on Berkey. I was not going to say that at first. I wanted to see.
Block in the back?
Yeah, I think it was Berkey who got caught for that.
I think it may be a block in the back against the Lions.
Yeah, boy, what a big. They're going to mark it from. They're going to mark it from the
spot of the
foul. So it will still be a first down. So Carterville really didn't lose that much off of the play.
1st and 10 from the 45. Just over 5 minutes remaining.
But what I'm confused about is if it's a block in the back, why is that after the play?
Yeah,
you'd think they would mark it off from the line of scrimmage.
Exactly. Hellriegel scampers around. He's going to keep it himself across the 40 and lost the football. It's on the turf. Who's got it?
Out of bounds.
I think Carterville may have recovered it right there. Hellriegel took off on his own, and the ball just slapped out of his hand. Carterville catches a break there. They mark it at the 38-yard line.
7-yard gain on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 3 for the Lions.
2nd down and 3 for the Carterville Lions. Coming up, we'll have our post-game report. Smith keeps fighting, gets drug down at the 20.
Somebody lost their shoe.
9-yard line, and that was Smith.
That was Smith. He ran right out of his shoe.
And he doesn't want to put his foot down on the wet turf.
Number 13, Bryce Smith on the carry.
I don't blame him.
He's out there. There, he's got the shoe on. Doesn't want wet socks. I get it. Not when it's 31 degrees.
I'll take a wet shirt over wet socks any day of the week.
Clock continues to roll with 4:25 remaining. It's 41-21, a 20-point Rocket lead. Lions are driving, though. 1st and 10 from the 29. Ooh, pressure from behind. That pass almost picked off. Read perfectly out there. Bryce Smith, the intended receiver on the screen. The defender for the Rockets comes in. Fortunately for the Lions, it falls to the turf because there was nobody back there to stop him if he catches it cleanly.
Nope. There's been a lot of times in this game where Rochester defense, it's almost like they're in Carterville's huddle. They know what's coming, and they've done a good job of reading those plays today.
2nd and 10. Pass to Biddle. Gets around one defender at the 30 and just backs his way down to the 15-yard line. Nice job by Peyton Biddle, and they are scrapping on the turf.
Now we've got some pushing and shoving going on as one of the linemen for Rochester got a little extra shot in there, and Officials aren't going to call that. Don't let it go. He's acting like what I do.
Clock continues to roll.
I'm sure if you watch the video, you'll find out what you did.
40 minutes or 4 minutes remaining. Trip receivers right side. Hellriegel steps up in the pocket, but he's brought down at the 20-yard line. A loss of 5 on that. Good pressure by the Rockets.
Yeah, the snap was a little high, which threw the play off. And that's one of the few times today that actually Rochester's gotten to Hellriegel in this game.
3:30 remains in the contest. As Andrew Hellriegel throws it. Nice, intended for Blake Berkey. And it's tipped incomplete by Brady Baird of the Rockets. That stops the clock at 3:23.
Yeah, most of Carterville's passing game today has been to the outside, except for the one pass down the middle to Cordes. Maybe Carterville looks to go down the middle this time. Maybe look to the outside, pump fake, and then throw down the middle. You got 2 plays to get about 15 yards.
They said there are 2 receivers to the far side. They throw it to the right. Berkey has it. And he slammed to the ground at the
He's going to be
7-yard
short.
line. Yeah, it's about 1.5 yards short.
He's brought down by number 50, Parker.
Well, let's see if I got a timeout, I believe, by Carterville.
They do have a timeout with 3:07 left in the game. We'll be back here on News Radio WJPF.
Gain of 12 on the play. That'll bring up 4th down, 3 to go for the Lions. Timeout, Lions. They have 2 remaining.
Rochester Rockets 41, Carterville Lions 21. 3:07 remaining in the game. And it is a 4th down and 3 play for the Lions. From the 8 of Rochester. Carterville going for it. They give it to Bryce Smith. 1st down and a touchdown run for Bryce Smith.
I think Rochester was expecting a throw. Instead, they give it to the go-to guy for Carterville all year long, Bryce Smith, right up the middle. And Carterville's back on the board, trailing 41-27 with 3:04 to go. Yeah, if you kick the onside kick, you get it. I mean, stranger things have happened.
41-27. Riley Crane comes out for the extra point. Sculcher on the hold. Snap. And the kick is good. 41-28. Carterville. Or Rochester over Carterville with 3:04 remaining. We'll be back here on News Radio WJPF. .304 left in this Class 4A quarterfinal game, and Carterville's cut into this lead slowly but surely. It's 41-28.
I think any outside hope of Carterville coming back in this game rests on this onside kick. If they do not get it, then Rochester can probably run the last 3:04 off the clock.
What'll happen here is the ball falls off the tee at the 40. Riley will re-tee it. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Steve and Rich's Barber Styling. a full-service salon on Division Street in Carterville, open Tuesday through Friday from 8 until 5, Saturday from 8 until 2. How's this go? The onside kick is recovered up by the Rockets. And with 3:02 remaining, all they really need to do is just run down the clock. Maybe one first down will probably do it.
Yeah, Carterville's only got 2 timeouts left. What would be great here is have Rochester put the ball on the turf and Carterville recover.
They have it at their own 49-yard line with 3:02. It's Keaton Reese. He's going to keep it himself. You can probably bet that's what this offense is going to be on this drive.
Yes. Nothing fancy now. They're not going to put the ball in the air. You know what's coming. Now it's just a matter of can you stop it.
Running the clock down. And this whole second half, they've been running the play clock down to under 5 pretty much every snap. As Keaton Reese, the senior quarterback, looks over to the far sideline. Reese, who plays from the shotgun. Play clock at 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself off left tackle. Breaks away down the far sideline inside the 30 before he's brought down at the 25-yard line.
That might be it. Carterville, as I said, still has 2 timeouts left. We'll see if Coach Dahl decides to use them or not.
Clock stopped with 2:10 remaining.
Now they start the clock now, so
after the first down,
they could take 3 knees if they wanted and be done. Looks like that's not going to be the case, though.
41-28 is our score. Keaton Reese. You bet it'll be the keeper. It is. Off a right tackle and down inside the 10. That's where he's brought down. As
Number 9 on the quarterback.
Keeps the clock rolling. Nah, they want one more touchdown.
Honestly, why do you need another touchdown? Is it, you pad the stat sheet, I guess. You know, just take it. Just take. You know, the clock is going to be at about a minute when this ball is snapped. You take 2 knees, game's over. Why are you trying to score here?
That's what teams do.
Well, sometimes that may come back to bite you in the future.
65 seconds. Reese gives it to his running back right up the middle, and he's brought down short of the goal line, down to the 1-yard line.
Well, if you're going to run a play under a minute, you're probably going to run another play here. And again, take a knee, game over.
Play clock is at 20 seconds. Scott Hudson, what a year by this Carterville Lions team.
It's been an outstanding year. I've enjoyed every second of every game. This team has been so much fun to watch. I mean, on both sides of the ball. They just ran into a better team today, and a lot of times that happens. They will just take a knee.
They take the knee, and that's going to be the final
That's going to be the game.
41-28. The final score, Rochester Rockets advance on to the semifinals. They'll play Sacred Heart Griffin next weekend in the semifinal round. The Carterville Lions, their season comes to a close. They finish 11-1 on the year, quarterfinalist in the Class 4A playoffs, and what an absolute unbelievable season it's been for the Lions. Mississippi River Division champions. The last time that the Lions are going to be playing on that side of the conference. They win the conference title undefeated. They finish 11-1 on the year. And football season comes to the close for 2022. Rochester wins it 41-28, the final score. Stay with us. Our Polar Whip postgame report comes up next here on News Radio WJPF. Okay.
At this time, we would like to take a minute to recognize the outstanding season for the Carterville Lions. The Lions, led by Coach Brett Dial, concluded their season with a record of 11-1, an advancement to the IHSA 4A quarterfinals. Presenting the Lions with their quarterfinal class is Mr. Todd Rogers, principal of Carterville High School. Once again, congratulations to the Carterville Lions on another great season. Thank you for representing the community well and providing a season we will remember for a long time.
(41-28), the final score in the Class 4A quarterfinal round here at Carterville High School. It is Rochester that advances on. They're going to take on their cross-county rival, Sacred Heart Griffin. That's going to be a good semifinal matchup up there.
It's like the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Red Sox, the Yankees. Yeah. They don't like each other, and for good reason. Last year, Sacred Heart Griffin knocked Rochester out of the playoffs in the quarterfinals. So Sacred Heart Rochester trying to get some payback not only for that loss, but also for the loss the first game of this season, which was a blowout, 62-27. So that should be a dandy game. But what a season by the Carterville Lions. They, as I said earlier, they were so much fun to watch. These kids were just outstanding on and off the field, and Coach Dallas talked about that many, many times in the postgame show. How great these kids are to be around in the classroom or off the field, whatever the case may be. And, it's a tough way to lose, and we've always talked about this, that the end of a football season, especially for seniors, is probably the toughest of any sport. And, there's going to be a lot of emotion going on later, and maybe right now, but, it's tough for parents, it's tough for the players, but they have a lot to be proud of, because they gave us one heck of a season.
41-28, the final score. They finished the season 11-1. Started with that win over the Benton Rangers and just kept things rolling. And they make it to the quarterfinal round, losing to the Rochester Rockets. And I tell you what, this class of seniors that we've seen here, Andrew Hellriegel, Peyton Biddle, Nolan Hartford, Jordan Cordis, Blake Berkey, Bryce Smith, Cade Lustenberger, Talon Walker, Elijah Mooring, Riley Bradford, also Xander Smith, Hayden Morris, Eli Morse, Jaden Smith, Charlie Howerton, Brock Chastain. We've watched these guys win year after year after year, and finally here in their fourth year, they make it all the way to the quarterfinals. Just an outstanding class, and they have set the example. Coach Dial talks about building a powerhouse program. Great example set by this class of seniors.
Yeah, and I think the underclassmen will take the ball, so to speak, and run with it, because they've learned from these seniors what it takes to be a good, successful football team. And if you look at these seniors, they went undefeated as freshmen, I'm assuming they played 9 games. Mm-hmm. As seniors, they went 11-1. So if my math's correct, that's 20-1. Yeah, 20-1 on the football field. And it's a tough way to go out, but I tell you what, I was proud of this team in the second half, the way they didn't give up. They scored 3 touchdowns in the second half. If they could get an onside kick there late, maybe you had a chance when, honestly at halftime, a lot of people are like, well, there's no chance. Well, there's still a slim chance there, with about 4 or 5 minutes to go. But they lost to a better team, and I think, you can hold your head high knowing that.
This Rochester team, give them credit. They are as advertised. They come in here, take care of business. They're going to advance on. They won 8 championships since 2010, and just a couple of games away from maybe winning another. They're a good, solid ball team, but they come away with the 41-28 win as Coach Brett Dial continues to talk to his troops down on the field. And, now it's hard, like you just talked about, how a season just comes to a close just like that.
Yeah,
but that's how it is.
It is. Football's as far as number of games, football's the shortest season of any high school sport, and it's tough to know that you put all that hard work in the off season when it's hot. When you'd rather be at home in the AC. Instead, you're out here doing agility work. You're lifting weights. You're doing whatever you can to improve yourself and make your team better. And it's exactly what the Carterville Lions did this year. They put in all that work. There's no guarantees that when you do that you're even going to make it this far to the quarterfinals. And that's what Carterville did. They should be very proud of themselves. I know right now this is not a good moment for them, but I'm sure at some point in the near future they'll look back at this season and realize what they accomplished.
Yes, they will. And just proud of not just what they've done on the field, but I got to tell you what, I'm more proud of them as individuals. You've watched them grow, how they came together and played as a unit. You win them as a team, you lose them as a team, and this team has done that. Coming up short today against the Rochester Rockets, 41-28. We're going to take another break here as we await Coach Brett Dial to come up to the press box. They're still finishing up their chat. There's a lot to say there. We'll be back. This is our Polar Whip post-game report here on News Radio WJPF.
John A. Logan College is...
I'm not going to wait. I won't wait too long because I can always talk to him later. So. (41-28), the final score here from Carterville High School. Rochester advances to the playoffs. They're going to take on Sacred Heart Griffin as we await Coach Brett Dial to make his way here to our broadcast location. Let's update scores from around the state. In Class 1A, Lena Winslow over Fulton. That's a final 52-14. It was Forston over Dakota 20-8 in Class 1A. Ridgeview beats Tuscola 41-6 in Class A, and it was Camp Point Central getting the win over Greenfield 24-12. In 2A, Maroa Forsyth a 21-7 winner over Rock Ridge. Also, Knoxville knocks off Tri-Valley 46-22. 2A playoffs continue. St. Teresa a winner over Pana 37-12, and IC Catholic over Princeton. Actually, in 3A, IC Catholic over Princeton 27-20. Reed Custer gets beat today. They're upset by Byron 32-27. And Toledo Unity shuts out Prairie Central, the number 1 seed in 3A in that bracket, 14-0. Williamsville knocks off Olympia 41-21. Providence over Richard Burton in the Class 4A playoffs, 31-14. St. Francis knocks off Rochelle 35-16. Rochester, of course, beats your Carterville Lions 41-28. Sacred Heart Griffin beats Murfreesboro 51-13. Those points for Murfreesboro came late in the game. 5A playoffs, Sycamore over Sterling 28-0. Nazareth over Morgan Park in 5A 29-0. And still 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Morris leads Mahomet Seymour 7-0. So what do you think? Anything stand out to you?
The fact that Richmond Burton, who was the number 1 seed in 4A on the northern side of this 4A bracket, they lose today. So the number 1's gone on that side, just like the number 1's gone in the south. Murfreesboro gets beat bad. Carterville hangs on but just can't get the job done in the second half. So now all the hopes lie with Johnson City Indians. And good news from Johnson City, the Indians already take a 7-0 lead over Belleville Altoff early in the first quarter. So, good luck to the Indians. Hopefully they can get to the semifinals and, who knows, maybe make it to the state finals. And I believe if Johnson City wins, I don't know this I'd have to look, but I believe if Johnson City were to win this game, they would be at home in the semifinals next week. So that would be big. Let's see here. So Johnson City, they would play Decatur St. Teresa. And I would have to find out. Let's see, St. Teresa's the number 1 seed. I believe. No, that game would probably be at Decatur St. Teresa because I think St. Teresa had to go to Athens in the second round. So this would be Johnson City's last game, I believe, and that'd be a tough chore going to St. Teresa and trying to beat Decatur. But they've got a tough game themselves, but they are winning 7-0 as we speak.
41-28 is our final score here at Carterville. Rochester knocks off the Carterville Lions this afternoon, and they will advance on to take on Sacred Heart Griffin as Coach Brett Dow finally is able to break away from other media and start making his way up here to our location here in the press box. We'll go on and take our final break, and we'll talk to the head coach coming up next on News Radio WJPF.
Johnson City and Altoff are tied at 7.
(41-28) the final score from Carterville. Rochester Rockets advance on to the semifinals. They're going to take on Sacred Heart Griffin next weekend. Coach Brett Dial joins us here on our Johnny Logan coach's interview. Coach, Rochester is as advertises, but you can't make mistakes against a team like that.
No, we told our guys it's not about we didn't tell them they had to play a perfect game because I don't believe that. Everybody's going to make mistakes. They made some mistakes as well, but you got to capitalize when given an opportunity. And we left a couple red zone trips empty on offense in the first half, and they took care of the ball today. We have to force a few turnovers when you're playing a good team like that, and we weren't able to take the ball from them at all. And they're just. They're a good program for a reason. They've been here a lot of times, and very diverse offensively, and their defense can play a little bit too. And we just came up a little short.
Yeah, Coach, you moved the ball almost the entire game on their defense, but then you would get down to near the red zone, and it seems like that's when their defense really tightened up. So you were able to do some things against this defense that maybe they hadn't seen this year.
I don't know what the numbers look like. It really doesn't matter. But, we were able to run the ball and also throw the ball too. We had a lot of things that we could do. And, like I said, just a couple of those possessions in the first half just kind of ended up coming up empty. And you got to score with them. You're not going to hold them to – it's hard to hold these guys under 40. We kept them to 41. But, I thought if we could get the score around 28 – which is what we put up, that we would have a chance. The problem is we couldn't keep them off the board. And, like I said, they're a state-ranked team, one of the top teams in the state every year for a reason.
Just, Coach, let's talk about your team. This group of seniors, these boys know how to win. And I know this is a hard topic. I hate to see them go, but they gave it everything that they had this year. And It has just been a pleasure to watch them.
It's a phenomenal group. I'm going to hesitate to talk about all 16 of them. I don't, I'm going to miss somebody, and I don't want to do that. But, collectively as a group, this is just a phenomenal team. And not only good football players, but, they're great students, that they do the right thing in school. They're high character people. They're the kind of guys that you want your leading your program and modeling for the younger players to try to emulate. And, I take these guys, and I told them this from day one. I still believe it now. Nothing about this game has changed my mind on it. I take these guys to play anybody. They're always going to have a chance. It would have been really easy, for them at halftime just to sit there and pout. And, instead they came out in the second half, and they fought all the way to the very end. And, man, I don't expect anything less from this group. And that's never been an issue. They show up every day. They give everything they've got, in practice and just in everything that they do. They're great kids. They're great people. And, like I said, they're setting a standard, and they're raising that bar for the classes behind them to follow. And hopefully we can build off this model and the success they've had.
Yeah, Coach, that's kind of what I was going to lead into about how this senior group has led this team this year, and the underclassmen, see how it's supposed to be done. On the field, off the field, this senior class has done everything that they should have, and hopefully that those kids that are coming back have learned a lesson that, hey, this is how you got to do things to be successful.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what the playoffs can do for you. That's why it's so important, when you get in the playoffs and you get those extra weeks together that a lot of other programs don't get. And some of the lessons you learn in the playoffs, they're just some things that you don't see in the regular season. And this is just an awesome experience for us as a program, coaches and players alike, playing these solid programs with Geneseo, Coal City, now Rochester, just very successful football programs that have rich histories, and they're kind of showing us how to do things as well, and making us better. And I've learned a lot of lessons this year in the last 3 weeks, especially that I think will make us a better team next year. So it's tough. We don't want to sit here and talk about the end with a group of guys like this. And I didn't speak a whole lot out there because we're going to let this we're going to give this a few days, and when we get together, we're going to celebrate this team the right way. With just a lot of positive conversation and just be very grateful for the opportunity that we had together.
I can tell you, on behalf of Scott and myself and Lion Nation, thank you for the season. It has been a pleasure and a joy to watch this team operate and to win 11-1 on the season. You'll fall out here in the quarterfinals, but to you and your staff, personally, you're all the help that we could ever ask for. You give us everything that we need to be able to bring these games in. It is a pleasure to be able to watch this team. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you guys so much, and just the community, and our students and band and cheer and dance, and
everybody.
Whenever your football team is successful, it just makes school a lot more fun. Your school community kind of gets a little bit of excitement, and everybody wants to be there. And here we are in the middle of November, and things have been going great. At school, and appreciate everything that everybody does, because it takes a lot of people here to make these things go on and to have a successful season like this. I mean, it's not about one person, or one or two players. It takes everybody, and we definitely have a collective effort here, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, and Coach, you talked a lot about your team, the seniors, how good they've been on and off the field, but it starts with the coaching staff. You and your coaching staff should be commended for the job you've done to mold these young men into the young men they are.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm definitely blessed to have a lot of guys with me that I enjoy being around, and I've got some really good coaches here that work hard and take it very serious, and I don't have to worry about anybody's effort. Everybody wants to succeed, and like I said, it's more than just winning games. It's a big part of it. But we definitely want to make sure we're there for our guys and help them academically, help them in any struggles, because there's a lot of personal struggles these guys have, and that's part of it. It's just to always be there for them, and long after they graduate too. We're always going to have their back, and nothing will change that.
41-28, the final score. Rochester advances to the semifinals. Carterville wraps up their season 11-1. Mississippi Division champions in the conference. And the football season is done. Coach Brett Dial, thank you so much for everything.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate everything. Thanks.
Coach, here on our post-game report, Scotty, wrap us up.
What a season. 11-1, made it to the Elite Eight as the 1 seed. We knew, I think I'll speak for you. We knew coming into the season that this could be a special year, and it was. I had said before the season started, and some people thought I was nuts. I said if things go right, if there's not a lot of injuries, key injuries, this team could go undefeated in the regular season, and they did. And then you draw a Geneseo team, like, oh, boy, this team's played some bigger schools. They're a bigger school than you. Going to be tough. And it ended up, I think, 36-7, and then they played Coal City, shut them out. Just not enough today against a very good Rochester team, but, man, I wouldn't trade this season for anything. This team has been so much fun to watch. Each and every week, you never knew who was going to make the big play. And that was a great thing about this team on both sides of the ball. A lot of playmakers. It didn't end the way they wanted to today, but, man, what a season, and we enjoyed every second of it.
41-28, the final score. That wraps up the high school football season for 2022. Basketball season just a couple of weeks away. As a matter of fact, Carterville girls, they will tip it off coming up Tuesday at West Frankfort. So many people make this possible for these broadcasts to be brought to you. I want to say thank you to the athletic department for paying the broadcast fees for the live stream. They've done that here in the playoffs, and we appreciate that. Everybody that watched online, to our radio listeners at NewsRadio WJPF, thank you so much. To our producer, engineer back at the studio, Brian, our pal, an awesome job as always. For my broadcast partner, Scott Hudson, the best in the business on the color commentary side. And I'm Dave McKenzie. Thank you for watching Carterville Lions football this season and listening to Lions football here this season on News Radio WJPF. God bless everybody.
This Carterville Lions broadcast. All right, good job, boys.